Oof. What is up? Go ahead and get into some Nets versus Bucks round 2. What up, Spoil? There we go. The live stream hit the thing. Wait a minute. Did I fix the thing? Oops. Uh-oh. What happened? What up, Celeste? What up, Madison? Yeah, what happened here? Here we go. Alright. Fix the thumbnail. Excuse me. Figured who cares about the first couple of minutes. Also, it's supposed to start at 7:30. It didn't start until after 7:50. Like, they're not even close. Live stream, Bucks vs. Nets. Okay, save. And we're good. Did I shave? Yes. I did trim up a little bit. Went to my aunt's house to celebrate their 20th anniversary. And so I figured, you know what, I'll trim up a little bit. Why not? Why not? All right, here we go. So we got a 1-point game. Nets on top. KD driving the baseline. It pulls up. No, fouled. Fouled. Going to the basket by P.J. Tucker. So he will go to the line for 2 shots. And currently right now the Nets lead the series 1-0. And Bucks are going to have to break out all the stops here if they really want to have a chance to win this game. He makes the first free throw, 7-5 now. But Brian Forbes comes into the game for the Bucks. It's 8:53 to go in the first quarter. Kevin Durant's second free throw is up and good. Man, he is such a long, lanky human being. Man. He just looks so thin, but yet so tall. All right, Drew Holiday gets it inside to Giannis. Giannis guarded by Blake Griffin. He pulls up a mid-range jumper. Bang. Nice jumper there from Giannis. Score predictions. I'm going to predict Nets win. I'm going to say 121-111 tonight. 121-111 Nets on top. That's my prediction. Harris, long three. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Kyrie. Kevin Durant, pull-up jumper. Off the side of the rim, no good. Lopez, the rebound. What about you, Celeste? What do you think? I think 121-111. That's my prediction here. Giannis brings the ball back out. Attacking Kevin Durant. Now he shoots a fadeaway jumper in the middle. Off the side of the rim, no good. Kyrie, the rebound, kicks it up top. Harris kicks it out to Kevin Durant. Oh, Kyrie, wide open three. Straight on. And Blake Griffin's there for the putback dunk. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I also have Nets in this series winning this series 4-1. I give the Bucks one game, but I don't think they have enough. Ooh, Giannis three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. So it's 10-7 right now. Brooklyn on top. Kevin Durant guarded by Giannis. Now, double crossover. Pull-up jumper. And one! Kevin Durant. Oh, my goodness. Had Giannis on skates. And then ends up drawing the foul on a long 2-point jumper. So he'll go to the line for a 3-point play. Ooh. Did he even get fouled? Look at Kevin Durant's stank face. Mine's 115-120 Nets. Okay. I feel like the Bucks going to keep it close. Well, there you go. I just don't think they have... I don't know. I mean, I guess they could put up points, the Bucks, that is. But when the Nets get going, it's just too difficult. So I know that James Harden is hurt. I don't remember exactly what happened to him. Let's take a look if I can find real quick. if it says anything.
Those emotions.
You know what? I bet I can do this. I can go to injuries here. Injuries. James Harden out. Does it give me more description than that? Nothing? Let's fly away. James Harden is out with a hamstring. How long is he going to be out, you think? James Harden injury. Isn't playing in game 2. I'm going to see Mike James more than ever. Interesting. Never thought I would hear that name as somebody that the Nets need. Hamstring versus Bucks. Or hardly ever. Game 2. Hamstring. James Harden played only 8 games and 202 minutes together. Really? That's interesting. But after a quick 4-1 series over the Celtics in the first round, it looked like the star trio was finally starting to coalesce. Unfortunately, the injury gods won't leave the Nets alone. Less than 1 minute into Game 1 of their second-round series against the Bucks, Harden left and went to the locker room. He was seen reaching for his right hamstring on Brooklyn's first offensive possession, a drive and kick attempt, and then he was then ruled out for the remainder of the game due to that hamstring. On Sunday afternoon, the Nets officially ruled out Harden out from Game 2, as he is dealing with what the team has described as a right hamstring tightness. Steve Nash says, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, tightness, and most importantly, he's out for the next game. Nets coach said, we're preparing for tomorrow night as we ended up playing last night, and that's our focus. For James, we obviously are desperate for him to return. He's a huge piece of what we do and our team. But at this point, I think it would be all guesswork to really understand. He's had such an up and down recent history with it, and it's really hard to predict. So let's hope for the best, but we can't really say anything too predictive or too definitive right now. Interesting. All right, well, hopefully he comes back for my sake, because I picked the Nets to win the series or win the championship, the finals. And it's going to be significantly harder to win the finals without James Harden. Now, is it impossible? No, I still think they have a good shot because, Kevin Durant, one of the best players on the planet, if not the best player. He's just so good. They obviously have Kyrie, who's got super talent. Blake Griffin is a great guy inside. Harris can pull up from anywhere at any time. So this team, I like Ty Johnson off the bench. Shamet gives good minutes. Cabaret. So it's not impossible. Apparently Mike James is going to be important now. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. All right, so Kevin Durant completes the three-point play. So it's 13-7 now, 7:15 to go in the first quarter. Giannis gives it to Holiday. Holiday to Middleton. Middleton goes inside. Floater. In and out. Couldn't make it. Lopez keeps it alive, though. Middleton ends up with it. Now he shoots a baseline fadeaway jumper again. No good. Milwaukee's going a little cold here. Kyrie gets it to Durant, guarded by Middleton. Ooh, loses but who's that? Blake Griffin jumps on the loose ball, saving it. Kevin Durant lost it a dribble, but now Kevin Durant has it back. He almost lost it again. Now fadeaway jumper off the backboard, no good. Look, Kevin Durant looking a little suspect there. He couldn't handle the ball too well. We know that's not his typical. Forbes three-point attempt, no good, and Kevin Durant the rebound kicks it up to Kyrie. Kyrie looking to attack. Oh, bad defense by Forbes. Huge block by Giannis. Wow. Forbes gave him the lane, but Giannis with the help defense. Lopez straight on three is good. All right. 13-10. 6:14 to go in this first quarter. See if the Bucks keep it close like Celeste was predicting. Kyrie to Joe Harris. Joe Harris driving. Floater. No good. Let's go back to roster. Who's number one for them? I don't remember. Bruce Brown is in the game. Spin move for Giannis. Ooh, definitely traveled, but no call. Oh, wait. Are they going to call it? The whole Nets bench jumped up as soon as he did that spin move. It was clearly a travel. Great block by Giannis. I think they called it a little late, but they end up making the right call. So Nets get the ball. Oh, kicks it up to Harris in the corner. Harris wide open baseline. Reverse layup is good. The help defense could not stop him there. And it's now the lead's up to 5. 15-10, 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Drew Holiday slowing it down. Gets it over to Forbes. Forbes, try to get it to Middleton on the block, guarded by the mismatch Kyrie Irving, but it looks like Blake Griffin kicked it away. So it'll be out of bounds. Bucks keep it. Lizzie was expected to return by September, but now they've moved it up till August. I think they're rushing her a little bit, which I think is a very bad decision. That's right. She tore her ACL, right? When did she tear? That wasn't even like. Usually it takes a full year for an ACL, doesn't it? She didn't tear it. When did she tear it? I don't even remember. Oh, Kevin Durant inside. Fadeaway turnaround jumper is good. Kevin Durant with 8 points early in this game. He averaged 32 in the first series against the... Who they play? I don't remember. The Celtics. Oh, Forbes pump fake. He's going to shoot a 3. Got it! All right, nice shot there by Forbes. Gives Milwaukee a 4-point deficit now. Kyrie slowing down the offense, looking to get a pick from Harris. Does. Guarded by Middleton. And then Kyrie's just going to pull right up over top of him. So smooth. Nice shot there by Kyrie. And then that will give him 5 points on the night. Kick out. And three-pointer in the corner for the Bucks, rather. No good. Long rebound. Forbes has it. Another 3 straight on. No good. And this time, the Nets come away with it. Claxton, the rebound. Who's number 9 for the Bucks? Bobby Portis enters the game for the Bucks. Kyrie kicks it over to Kevin Durant. Durant driving on Holiday. He's just going to, kick it out to Joe Harris in the corner. Got it! Nice three-pointer by Joe Harris. And the Nets jump out to a 9-point lead with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Giannis walking it up the court. Claxton giving him the three-pointer if Giannis wants it. Forbes now has it. Playing the 1-2 game. Oh, he's nice stop and pop. Nice shot. He got Claxton way off his feet and made a nice 2-point jumper. Shamet enters the game for the Nets. And 3-point attempt for Shamet right away. Comes in and knocks down a 3. I knew he gives good minutes off the bench. So it's now a double-digit lead in this first quarter. Giannis kicks it over to Middleton on the baseline. Middleton. And good defense by Kyrie. Knocks it away. Middleton wanted a foul. Didn't get it. Oh, nice turn. Behind the back. Spot up three-pointer over Giannis. Oh, they're going to give him only 2 points. It looks like his foot was on the line. Still, nonetheless, good shot. 2.5 minutes to go now with a 12-point lead. Drew Holiday in and out dribble. Stop and pop is good. Yeah, Milwaukee, they're going to need to put more shots in the bucket because Nets aren't going to slow down. They're just so good on offense. Even without James Harden, they're so good. I thought the Sixers were going to win. They lost game 1. It's all right. They can come back. They lost game 1. Trae Young went off game 1. I think he ended up with over 40 or something crazy. He had 25 in the first half alone with that big lead. I think they had a 20-point lead at half. And then they ended up only winning, I believe, by 3. So the Sixers should be fine in the series. We'll see. I did have Sixers in 6. So I thought Atlanta was, at the time I thought it was the Knicks, but I thought they were going to lose 2 games. Let's see here. If I go back to, it was a 4-point game by the end of it, but it was a 20-point game at halftime, I believe. And Young actually only ended up with 35 because he had 25 points at half. Who else went off that game? Bogdanovich and Collins each had 21. Embiid had 39. Ben Simmons shot well, 7 for 7. Interesting. But yeah, they just couldn't quite pull out the full comeback. As I said, they were down by 20. If we look at the game flow, go over here. Squads. Sunday. If we go to the game flow of this game, you can see here, it was a huge lead at halftime. What it ended up being, it was, literally 20 points, 74-54. But the Sixers, down most of the game, found their way back way at the end of the game. So they just got to clean up that second quarter where they ended up getting crushed in the second quarter, and then they will be fine. You can see here they pretty much just kept up pace all in the second half. It was in January. I'm pretty sure that's why I said they think they're rushing the decision. Yeah, no kidding. I thought it takes a full year for a recovery. So if you tore it in January, then you shouldn't come back until next January. I don't know why everyone talks crap about our logo just being a W. When there's tons of teams in the NFL that just have letters as their logo. Just look at my PFP. Pro Football. I have no clue what PFP means. I did hear that Porzingis apparently is not happy being kind of an afterthought, that apparently he doesn't feel like a co-star. He feels like just kind of like a meh, which, that sucks because, that's a part of being a star, and Luka's got to learn. He's young. He's 22, where, it's not about just you. It's about the team, which is, which a lot of stars needed to learn, right? Jordan didn't win until, his, 8th season or something, 7th or 8th season. LeBron didn't win until, 7th or 8th season. And it's something that they got to learn to actually, you need a full team to win a championship. Obviously, you need that great star player. Usually, most championships have that one star. But it's about more than just you when it comes down to actually going all the way. So if Porzingis is not feeling the love, as they say, then Luka's got to help him out. He was good with the Knicks, but he always getting injured and seems like an average player. I mean, Porzingis is better than the average player. I'd give him a little bit more credit than that. But I do kind of understand your premise where he doesn't seem to have. To say that he has star status seems a little overstated, though, at the same time. So I feel your pain. But as far as the W, yeah, I mean, Green Bay has the G. Who else has a letter? I don't remember. I know Green Bay has the G for sure, but I think Mike Davis, fadeaway runner, no good. Going from right to left. That was a wild shot. He had to shoot it, the clock going down. Oh, almost stolen. Good pass inside. Oh, good steal by Shamet. And coming the other way, Kyrie off the backboard. Can't get it to go, but Claxton there to tip it in. 1:45 to go in the first quarter, and Nets up by 12. Good job, the big man running the court. Middleton pulls up from 3, off the front of the rim, no good. And Kyrie the rebound. Kyrie walking it up behind the back. Getting a pick from Claxton. Kyrie kicks it over to the corner for Davis. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Driving the baseline. Turn around. Kicks it back out to Kyrie. Pump fake. 2-pointer. Bang! I hate that shot, but he looks good doing it. It says 6 to 12 months. Okay, fair enough. I guess medical procedures are getting better and better. Drew Holiday getting inside, shooting a short little jumper over KD. Nice shot. We're under a minute to go. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Kyrie kicks it to Mike. And KD now on the block, guarded by Drew. Just huge height difference. Oh, my God. And he just got around him so quick off the backboard. Ugh, that's a mismatch you don't want anymore. Good grief. there's nobody on the court really big enough, it looks like, to guard him. Middleton has to be the one to guard KD, I feel like. But I don't know if Middleton's good enough defender to guard KD, but he's the only one long enough. Oh, it's going to be out of bounds. Good defense by the Nets. Middleton almost saved it, but no, his foot was on the line. But yeah, Middleton is the only one around the court right now long enough to guard KD. Drew Holiday cannot guard KD. That's just not happening. Drew Holiday is what, 6'6"? Not even, 6'3", and he's trying to guard the 6'10", 6'11" KD. Yeah, it's just not going to happen, 6'10" to 6'3". I mean, KD can score on anybody, but if you give him a 7-inch height difference, that's a joke. You're not getting anything out of that. And yeah, that is not good enough as a coach. I mean, Middleton has to be the one. I don't even know how tall Middleton is, though. It's not like Middleton. I mean, 6'7", you get a little bit of a chance. And bang! Three-pointer's good by KD. Drew Holiday is not guarding him. It's just not happening. It's just not the way to do this. And that will be the end of the first quarter. 36-19. Nets running away with this. Julio to the Titans is great for him, but Green Bay could have had their choice with pairing with Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, having another receiver couldn't hurt if you are the Packers. But at the same time, I'm not really that worried about it. They still have Devontae Adams, one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league right now. Julio's got some injury concerns. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with them, but I don't hate on it too much. But the Titans, Titans got a good receiver. I do think it's a little overstated. Like, now they're in the conversation to win the whole thing. I think that's a bit overstated. But at the same time, I mean, it helps. It doesn't hurt their case. But I don't think a 32-year-old receiver, even though it's Julio Jones, is hardly the thing to put you over the top. You're going to have to get a lot more production out of everyone around you. And then, Julio might make a big catch here or there, which is nice. So you get to the Super Bowl somehow, and I see, each game Julio making like maybe one or two big catches. That's important. But I don't see him necessarily being a guy that you give 10 to 12 times a game anymore in a playoff game. Where, not that he can't, but I think if you start relying on him like that, then that's when he's going to get hurt again. It's not that he's not talented enough. Obviously, he's talented enough to get 250. He's got a 300-yard game in his career, so it's not impossible. But it's just, I don't think that's somebody that you can rely on too heavy just because he's injured year in and year out. Rodgers isn't participating in OTAs. Let's see what happens. Ooh, interesting. I got a TikTok here. Oh, it's like Call of Duty.
Hate this game, I'm wondering why I play it at all. The sun in season 3 is way too bright, and I can't see at all. Even if I could, I'd still get killed, cause the hackers see through walls. It reminds me that this game is bad. This game is bad. Dear Activision, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
It's a whole rap.
Left my Twitter, my IG, and my TikTok at the bottom. The community is fed up. Warzone's got a big problem. Hackers and aimbot everywhere. You really need to solve them. We need an anti-cheat system. What is the delay? You ban a few kids, they make new accounts the same day. All of the hacking has taken fun from the game. You make billions, but no anti-cheat? That's a shame. If you don't want to invest in anti-cheat, then just say so. You're losing lots of players' interest, and it's starting to show. Spend the money, invest in an anti-cheat fix, or else you'll lose your fan base to Battlefield 6.
Oh.
Damn.
A whole rap for Warzone anti-cheat. Desperation there. Interesting. So they've taken the masks off, but they're still requiring 6 feet with the interviewers. What's Coach saying?
Yeah, we just got to make them make tougher shots, contest, keep them off the free throw line. A little bit of early foul trouble got them into the bonus. We just got to be better there.
Second.
I mean, Drew Holiday should not be guarding KD. That's your first mistake. Lopez driving on the block, poked away by Blake Griffin, but he gets it back. Now he's going to do a fadeaway jumper, no good. Blake Griffin the rebound. Giannis, Lopez enter the game again. As long as Pat, Drew Holiday, and Forbes. Ooh, Kyrie gets inside. Lay-in is good. And we jump out to a 21-point deficit for Giannis and the Bucks. And this is without James Harden. And they just look completely outclassed right now. Forbes driving, up and under, attacking, and got it. Nice attack on Harris. So, does get the lay-in. Don't get the foul, though. So, it's 40-21. 11:02 to go in the second quarter. Nice. Hanging in the air there. Good tough lay-in. Bruce gets it to Harris. Harris shoots a long two. No good. Rebound, Drew Holiday. What's his last name again? Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. I almost wanted to say Bowen. He's been retired for a few years. Oh. He's sending me a couple now. Up, Giannis, long two, off the back of the rim, go good. Shamit, the rebound. 10.5. This game could get out of hand, man. Giannis, not really what you would call imposing your will here as a former MVP. He's 1 for 5 from the field right now with only 2 points, with his team down 19. Shamit kicks it out to Blake Griffin. He's going to shoot a three. No way! With the shot clock expiring, Blake Griffin, of all people, knocks down a three-pointer. Now it's a 22-point deficit. No shot. Giannis giving a pick, and Drew Holiday gets inside with the lay-in. 20-point lead now. Tim told me he's retiring from YouTube and he's taking his talents to boxing ring. Oh, gosh. Shamit 3, no good. Hell of a nerd smoking the Bucks. I guess he meant Nets. A little autocorrect there. But yeah, no, it's pretty bad right now. They just don't have the offense to keep up, and the defense for that matter. And it's funny because the Bucks actually usually have a pretty good defense, but they don't have a defense to guard Kyrie and KD. I mean, they're trying to put Drew Holiday on KD, and that's just not happening at all. They do get a 2-point bucket there, so it's an 18-point deficit. See if they can't claw their way back in. Mike going to the lane. Doesn't get it, but Bruce Brown there for the putback. Come on, you got to box out. You can't give them free lay-ins here. Drew Holiday almost lost it, but got it back. Getting a pick from Brook. Brook with the mismatch. Shamit inside. And, okay, Joe Harris fouls him before he could get it inside to Lopez. Tim versus Logan Paul, too easy. Too easy. So, how many rounds did Logan Paul last yesterday? I didn't even look. I didn't hear the huge headlines that Logan Paul won, so I'm sure he lost. I just don't know what round. Tim versus Floyd Mayweather, who would win? I mean, come on. I'd sit on Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is all of 20 pounds. Now, he would just run away from me all fight like he always does and just pick me apart because I couldn't catch him. It's so stupid. Not a fan of Floyd Mayweather, if you can't tell. Kevin Durant, I think he got another 2-pointer while we were talking about Logan Paul. Brook Lopez, an offensive foul, down by 20. Man, KD is balding a little bit. He just needs to go bald. How tall is he? Can't be much. He can't be that tall. What is he? 5'8" or something? He's small. He might be bigger than I give him credit for. I know he's only like 155 pounds. 5'8", yep. 5'8", 150 pounds. A grim, a grim, disappointing affair with no winners. Full round. Live round by round updates. How many rounds did it go? Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6, round 7, round 8. Paul with the left hand. The crowd gets restless as Paul initiates a clinch. Lead left hook, hands up again for Mayweather. Lands again, sorry. More holding from Paul, and they're separated with a minute to go. Paul goes low, and then up top, neither punch lands. Mayweather tags Paul with a check left hook. He scores with another left hook. Paul points to the clock and tries to catch Mayweather off guard. All smiles as the fight comes to a close. Embarrassing. Mayweather ended up only... Did Logan Paul win a round? No. So he barely won every single round. He barely did enough to win. That's it. It's embarrassing. Can't believe people paid for that. Do you think the Mavs will trade KP this offseason? My gut says no. I think they're going to continue to build. I think they're going to bring in somebody else. Try to help Luka and KP. And it depends on the deal, and it depends on who is interested in him. I don't know. But I don't really think the trade value's there, to be honest, but we'll see. Kyrie gets it to KD with a 21-point lead, under 7 to go in the second quarter. Bruce Brown inside. Can't get the lay-in, though. Rebound, Pat Connaughton? I can't ever say his last name. They should have never let Seth Curry go. Agreed. Seth Curry's one of my favorite role players in the league. I love watching that dude. It's him and Jordan Clarkson are two of my favorites. And another guy that I really liked that I just found the other day is, what's his name? Monty Morris. Ooh, Blake Griffin slams it over Giannis. Oh, my goodness. To give it back, get the lead back up to 21. Blake Griffin. Giannis kind of pulled off there, did not get dunked on. Hassan says, holy cow, Giants fans. What happened, Hassan? What happened? Oh, jeez. We're getting blown up by dicker-dockers. Nets kicking the Bucks so bad. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing right now. The big thing is this. Giannis only with 6 points when they're down by 21. Not enough. What do you think about Luka Doncic? What do you think Luka Doncic is worth to go get him? Oh, I mean, he's worth everything. I mean, he's a guy that could be a top 5 player in this league, if not already a top 5 player in this league, to be honest. And, yeah, he could definitely be the number 1 player. And if we added Luka to this team, we would still need a big man. But if you add Luka to Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, Luka, and then, get we need some sort of big man. What if we could end up with Karl Anthony Towns? That would be nuts. But that would be a stacked team right there. But obviously, if you add those kind of pieces, then that's going to be fantastic. But Luka's not going anywhere. No shot, no way. What's his name? Crap. Mark Cuban is going to let him go. John Collins to the Mavs? Is that the coach? No, it's this guy. Who's this? On Atlanta? Oh, interesting. I don't know. I was in the Fisk Vegas stream. Not Giants fans and non-Giants fans and Giants fans were just getting on us. This is their new name for us, the Washington Cockroaches, and they think they have a better team than us. I mean, the Giants, if they figure out the quarterback, they have a really good team. I don't remember my home because I've been at Lizzie's house for the whole time. She had this ACL torn. Jeez Louise. So I called them the New York Dreamers. They have a really good team, though. I don't like the Kadarius Toney pickup, though. Way more athletic than KP, and he can shoot. KP can shoot. It's not hard to be more athletic than Kristaps, but can't type. But Kristaps is a big man that can shoot, can he? His 3-point percentage, I mean, it's not that great. But 37% for a big man, that's not bad. Just free throw, 85% this year. Played in 43 games. How many points did he average? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can get more athletic because, as I said, Porzingis is not the most athletic guy you've ever seen. So he'd probably help on defense. But as far as a scorer goes and a shooter goes, Kristaps is pretty good. And he's got good length to play defense, but he's not the quickest dude. Bruce Brown. KD kicks it over to Blake. Blake pump fakes. Gets Kyrie. And Mike shoots it. In and out, no good. What's his name again? Mike James. Giannis inside the block and gets an alley-oop. Nice. Alley-oop lay-in. But it's still a 19-point deficit for the Nets. Bucks have a long way to claw out of here. Bruce Brown to Kyrie. Back to Mike James. Oh, nice crossover there. Mike James driving. Euro step. Runner is good. We signed D tackle Gabe Wright and OG Najee Torin. Why do we need more guards? That's ridiculous. And more D tackles for that matter. It's kind of odd. Why not go get KJ Wright? That's where we need. That's who we need. But anyway, I doubt either one of those guys make the team. So kind of irrelevant pieces that they added. Blake Griffin thought about another three, didn't get it, but he goes to KD, and KD with another three. And it's a 24-point game, and KD already has 18 points in this first half on 75% shooting, 2 for 2 from 3. Come on. Yeah, camp bodies just for depth. Exactly. It's not really that intriguing. I don't really give either one of them a chance to make the team, to be honest. And Bruce Brown to James, swinging it. Oh, Blake Griffin was wide open in the corner. KD thought he was going to be there, and he threw it to the corner, but Blake Griffin ran to the basket. Blake Griffin and Kevin Durant talking that one out. I guess Blake thought that KD was going to shoot, so he was going in for the rebound. But KD wanted an assist. Instead gets a turnover. Giannis, runner, no good. Man, oh man, this is ugly. Ugly. James, oh, Blake Griffin left wide open. No, he can't get another three. PJ Tucker the rebound. And Drew Holiday can't knock down the three. And out of bounds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pick'em. I think everybody's within 200 points after the first round. So everybody right there. Yep, everybody says 1,400, including me. I think I'm one of the few with all 4 of my next rounds remaining, though, because I still have all 4 of my final 4 remaining. But if we look through, I know that Chris had lost the Lakers, and I guess some other people lost the Lakers. Yeah, they had them all the way to the finals, so they have basically been eliminated. The Lakers 1790, even though they have 1,600 points for now, because that will start to fall. Portland's out for, who is this? Who did I just pick here? Is this the DRG? Whose bracket was this? No, Mike Triple D, so that's not good. Real DRG. Real DRG still has all 4 of his final 4, so that's solid. And how many points did they have? 1,600, so that's good. DRG's in a really good spot. And Chris is missing 1 of his final 4, but he still has his championship, so he's not dead. He needs the Clippers to get to the finals. Gilly, and they're done. Gilly's had the Lakers winning it all. That's no good. And Rybo with a solid bracket. Still all 4 of his final teams remaining. And he has Denver against the Nets. So looks like it's going to come down to 4 people, I guess, at this point. Because you got me, DRG, Chris, and Rybo. And it's funny because most of us only have 1,400, but we're the only ones that have a chance to actually win it. So remember, the winner gets $25, so we'll see what happens. And but you have to beat me to get the 25. You got to beat me to win the 25. Commercial break. We have a 27-point lead for the Nets. This is getting to the point of what we call out of hand. Looks like my prediction might be too low. I predicted 121-111. Nets on top, winning by 10. But it's 27 right now, so barring a big comeback by the Bucks to even get it within 10, my prediction might be a little off there. I hope the Bucks can steal one, because I did pick the Bucks. I picked the Bucks in 5. No, sorry, I picked the Nets in 5. And it was going to be against the Heat. But I picked the Nets in 5, so hopefully the Bucks can steal one, so I can get the perfect score there. Atlanta already got 1, so that helps, because I have Philly in 6. I have Utah and Clippers in 7, and I have Denver in 6. So no sweeps predicted by me, but the Nets, if the Nets keep this up, this could easily turn into a sweep. Easily. But yeah, after the game, I'm gonna go ahead and just watch some of the YouTube suggestions. In danger of losing their jobs. Nice, I like these kind of videos. Yuki got me a couple of good videos, so we're gonna watch some of those. We may do some listen to some press conferences of the Skins personnel. We have some new ones, and chillax for a little bit after the game. But this game is ugly. 60-33 right now. Yikes almighty. Kevin Durant with 18 points on nearly 70% shooting, and Giannis complete opposite. 6 points, missed 2 free throws, and he's 3 for 8 from the field. Yikes. Not good enough. And this is without James Harden. They're up by 27. This team is just ridiculous. I mean, come on. Come on. Excuse me. Nets won this series in advance to Eastern Conference. Can confirm. I would agree. Expert. This is looking what would be called bleak right now. But Milwaukee does make a 2-point jumper, so we're at 25-point deficit. Mike James thought about it. All right. Ooh, nice jab set by Kyrie to get separation, but he can't get the 3, so it's Middleton the rebound. Uh-oh, almost stolen by Mike James. He could have got called for a reach-in foul, too. Didn't get it, but Middleton's still working on him. Kick it out to Tucker. Swings it to Forbes. Thought about the... And Middleton shoots a wild 3, and he gets it to fall. Nice shot by Middleton. All right, so it's a 22-point deficit. Still a long way to go if you're the Bucks. Forbes guarding KD. That was a ridiculous mismatch, but KD... Like, you know what, we're up by 22. I'll just give Claxton a shot real quick. But ended up missing the 2-pointer, and Bucks get the rebound. All right, they can make it within 20 now. No, it's going to be turned over. Try to get it inside. Nice idea for a pass, but Bobby Portis couldn't handle it. Bucks, 8 turnovers to the Nets, 2. Kevin Durant swings it to James. And Kevin Durant, wide open 3. Too easy. And he has 21 points in the first half with a 25-point lead. Embarrassing. Middleton driving, kicks it out. Oh, nice steal by James. Add insult to injury. James to KD. KD driving. Oh, almost fell, and he's going to get a foul called. And they are they in the bonus, or did that put them in the bonus? I missed it. I think that's going to be an inbounder. So next foul will put them on the free throw line. Nice steal by James. PJ Tucker was open in the corner, but James read the pass and jumped in front of it. Got the steal. All right, yes, it is an inbounder, so we're at 40 seconds left in the second quarter. KD slowing it down, guarded by Giannis, kicks it over to Kyrie, gets it inside to Bruce Brown, who hits the small little floater. And 33.6 seconds left, down by 27. Bucks are letting it roll. Middleton picks it up. See if he jacks a 3. Yes, he does, and got it. But unfortunately, that still puts them down 24. So, gonna need a lot more of those before we crown them a comeback. So, desperation mode right now. Here we go. KD holding it. 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Hesitation dribble and loses it. It's going to be off of the Nets, apparently. Interesting. Let's take a look at this. This is a good angle of it. He lost it. And, ooh. Bad call. That was clearly out of bounds off the Bucks. Bucks get one, but they can't do anything with it. They missed the 2-pointer. And halftime is 65-41 with the Nets on top. Kevin Durant with 21 points. Bruce Brown with 11. Kyrie has 9, and Harris and Griffin both have 7. The whole starting lineup has made a 3-pointer already tonight. Kevin Durant has 3 of them. And then when you look at the Bucks, just not good enough at all. I mean, 41 points and a half at this day and age is not nearly good enough, especially in a playoff series. I mean, you're on pace for 82. Yikes. And then you have Drew Holiday with 10, Brook Lopez with 10, Giannis having a terrible shooting tonight. Same with Middleton. Middleton 3 for 11 right now with only 8 points. Not good enough. Redskin Skin Jim, what's up? Is the NBA a thing? A thing? Oh, a thing. But yes, the NBA is a thing. Still fun to watch. I grew up watching basketball, or playing basketball, I should say. And so I enjoy the game of basketball still. I prefer NCAA a little bit because I just think it's more interesting because you don't know who's going to win and stuff. But it's so hard to follow everybody. So, but we're watching a little NBA and during the off season of the Skins. And eventually we'll get more into the skins and have some fun with that. So Nets 65, Bucks 41. Not very good. Let's take a look at my fantasy baseball team. Girl, where you at? What a game I had last week. What a game. I thought I picked up I thought I picked up a closer to put here. Clearly I didn't. Interesting. It appears I opted not to. But anyway. Yeah, I made a big comeback yesterday. I was down by 60 going into the final day and ended up coming back and pulling out the victory. Look at this, though. So this is the most points in a week than anybody's ever scored. Both of us. And we're playing against each other. You can see the remaining, like everybody else in the league. The next highest was 542, and then you have 527. But yeah, we're way ahead. So 1 and 2, and I barely pulled out the win here. But look at this. On Wednesday, I had negative 4.25 points. And then I ended up scoring the most points in the league for the week. But got a 40-point win on Friday, and then he came back and gave me a 30-point win. Or he had actually almost a 40-point win. But then I ended up crushing him with a 64-point victory of the final day to steal the win. So good day, good final day for I. But in another match, so it just got started. It's 6-0. Monday's a slow day. Usually not a lot of guys play anyway. Nets won the series, yeah. We'll see. We shall see. Terrible. All right, halftime. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right. We back. Started playing this game again. Little RuneScape. You know what? Let's go ahead and... How long is one of these?
Good off seasons for some teams, bad for others. But who gets the crown for the worst and best?
Hard to supplant the reigning champs when they're set to bring back all 22 starters, including the best quarterback of all time.
Chris hates Tampa.
Most of the top trade candidates and notable free agents have found new homes. The draft is over for the majority of NFL general managers. The hard work is done. With the regular season drawing closer, how did all 32 NFL teams fare? It's time to rank every offseason from worst to first, starting with number 32, Houston Texans. The Texans should have had the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, but they didn't. Thank Bill O'Brien. Limited draft capital sure sucks. The Deshaun Watson trade saga hasn't been resolved. This franchise, it's in trouble. Number 31, Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 31st here simply because of the Aaron Rodgers trade speculation. Sounds like number 12 is fed up and wants out. And in case you didn't know,
look at him with the Washington jersey.
Sounds like number
Oh, hold up. Is TPS onto something? Is TPS onto something here? Oh, a little Washington action, huh? That could be fun. When was this done? June 6th? So it was just done yesterday.
12 is fed up and wants out. And in case you didn't know, it's never fun to lose an MVP quarterback. Not to mention that the Pack also lost All-Pro center Corey Linsley in free agency. Number 30, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders inexplicably moved on from 3 stud offensive linemen in Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, and Rodney Hudson. They then reached big time for Alex Leatherwood in round 1. Really, what's the plan here? We like the Yannick Ngakoue signing and a few of their picks, but it's not going to be enough to fix a horrible defense.
I do
really
love
don't know
Trayvon
what the
Merrick,
Raiders' long-term goal is. Number 29, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers couldn't make any major splashes in free agency because of their cap situation. Losing sack specialist Bud Dupree in free agency hurts. 2 key starters in Alejandro Villanueva and Marquise Pouncey are gone as well. We loved the Najee Harris draft selection, but how much can he produce behind this O-line? Number 28, New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees retired, and the miserable cap situation forced the Saints to move on from impact players in Emmanuel Sanders, Janoris Jenkins, Trey Hendrickson, Jared Cook, and Sheldon Rankins. Most of the core from this star-studded team remains in place, but there's no easy way of replacing all of that lost production. The Saints' big move was retaining Jameis Winston as their hopeful starter. They also need rookies Peyton Turner and Pete Werner to produce early and often if they're going to defend their NFC South Division title. Easier said than done. Number 27, Seattle Seahawks. Reports of a rift between Russell Wilson and Seahawks management played a major role in their low listing here. At the same time, the reigning NFC West champion.
It's called RuneScape. This is like a RPG game that you could do so much. I mean, like to explain RuneScape, it's like a whole nother world, whole nother life. I mean, you have all these skills you can level up. I'm leveling up magic right now while also making money. This right here is called the GE, and you can just buy and sell things and make money that way. Some people literally make a living just called flipping old school. This is old school RuneScape as well, so it's not. So there's RuneScape 3, which is like the newer version, but this is old school. So this was back in like 2007, and it was such a popular game that when they made the new RuneScape and got rid of the old, that they lost so much of their fan base that they brought back the servers to the old game. So now there's 2 separate games of old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3. But yeah, that's what it is.
didn't do much to improve their roster. This is one of the NFL's worst defenses last year, and they lost starters Jaron Reed, Jack Griffin, and Quentin Dunbar without finding quality replacements. At least they got Gabe Jackson at a bargain price in a trade with the Raiders. Number 26, Tennessee Titans. The Titans overpaid for Bud Dupree in free agency, but they had to do something about their pass rush. That recorded just 19 sacks in 2020. The league's fourth worst pass defense from 2020 moved on from corners Malcolm Butler and Adoree Jackson. The Titans can only hope that rookie Caleb Farley can produce right away. Number 25, Carolina Panthers.
Good.
Carolina's biggest splash was trading for former New York Jets starter.
I don't know about this one. Why is it that low for the Panthers? They had a great draft. And they got Sam Darnold, a potential future quarterback. Why? I don't understand this.
He replaces Teddy Bridgewater, who was traded to the Denver Broncos. You gotta like Matt Rule's chances of turning Darnold into an established starter. But other than the J.C. Horn selection, Carolina didn't do much to fix a leaky defense. Number 24, Baltimore Ravens. It's undeniable that the Ravens lost more than they did.
Wait, a leaky defense? I don't know about. I would call their defense. I mean, their defense wasn't great last year, but J.C. Horn obviously helps a lot on the corner. That's something they needed. But they have that young safety. I can't think of the name off the top of my head for some reason. He was one of the Rookie of the Year candidates. They have Brian Burns. I don't know if I agree with that one at all.
Gone are stud pass rushers Inique Ngakoue and Matthew Judon, and starting center Matt Skira. The Orlando Brown trade netted a great haul. He still lost a superstar offensive tackle there. Lamar Jackson might take the next step as a passer if rookie Rashad Bateman and free agent signing Sammy Watkins can get it going there. That's something to look forward to. Number 23, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys had to use most of their remaining cap space on Dak Prescott's $160 million extension. Dallas' biggest offseason loss was Aldon Smith. Their two noteworthy moves were hiring Dan Quinn to replace Mike Nolan as defensive coordinator and drafting do-it-all linebacker Micah Parsons in round 1. A healthy Prescott and a defense that's bound to be better in 2021 probably make the Cowboys the team to beat in the division. Number 22, Buffalo Bills. The Bills added Emmanuel Sanders in free agency, giving Josh Allen another crafty playmaker in the passing game. The biggest moves came at the draft, with the GM Brandon Beane using his first 2 picks on defensive ends Gregory Rousseau and Carlos Basham Jr. Buffalo won 13 games and moved to an AFC title, so drastic roster changes weren't required. Number 21, Philadelphia Eagles. Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz are out. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are the new coach and QB in Philly now. Gotta love how GM Howie Roseman accumulated more draft capital by trading down and getting Devontae Smith with the number 10 selection. Now Hurts has a world-class playmaker to work with. This is the rebuilding phase.
He doesn't have a world-class.
He's
got a
with the early progress.
small little
Lions. The Lions will be one of the NFL's worst teams in 2021.
In my opinion, the Lions had arguably the second worst or third worst. They had a terrible offseason. I do like Penei Sewell, but that's about it.
Staff and front office. They're rebuilding right away. It's a smart plan. Lose a lot in the short
term.
With
Jared
the goal of
Goff.
plenty in the long term. Number 19, Atlanta Falcons. Like the Lions, the Falcons feature a brand new front office and coaching staff. The hope is that head coach Arthur Smith will be able to help Matt Ryan regain his MVP form. And with rookie tight end Kyle Pitts in the fold, doesn't seem so far-fetched. Number 18, Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals lost top corner William Jackson III and pass rushing star Carl Lawson in free agency. They overpaid for Trey Henderson, but at least he semi-replaces the void left by Lawson. It's hard not to be excited about the Jamar Chase selection, but we could have liked Penei Sewell more. Number 17, Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's big free agent move was landing all-pro corner Patrick Peterson on a 1-year deal. Can Peterson regain his top-notch form under Mike Zimmer? Only time will tell. Then he had a home run with the Christian Darrisaw pick. Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook will
wouldn't call that a home
from his
run.
contributions. Number 16, Washington football team. We would have liked to see Washington add a more reliable starter this offseason, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is fine as a short-term option for now. The rest of Washington's offseason was otherwise impressive. They signed William Jackson III to help the league's second-best pass defense from a year ago. Curtis Samuel reunites with Ron Rivera, and he and Terry McLaurin give Washington a superb 1-2 receiving duo. Jamin Davis, Washington's first-round selection, only gave Rivera another slick playmaker in the front seven. Number 15, Denver Broncos. The Broncos did most.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, we're back in it. So it's 65-41. Nets have it. Bruce Brown left wide open on the 3. He didn't even want it. Interesting. But he gets to KD. Now Harris has it. Driving. Kicks it over to Kyrie. Kyrie back to Harris. Wide open 3. Straight on. Is good. Is good. 27-point lead again. Drew Holiday kicks it over to Giannis. Giannis. Euro step. Gets the foul and 1 against Blake Griffin. Tough. I don't believe that y'all are higher up. I agree. I guess the big thing is the quarterback. Like the quarterback, they don't believe in the quarterback situation, and quarterback is extremely important, and that's going to knock you down a few. But I think that we had a pretty good offseason as well, and we'll see how good the draft is going to end up being. I think we did get a couple of really nice players, like St. Juice. It could be a really great corner. We got De'Ami Brown, who I love. William Bradley King could be a late sleeper. And then, I crapped on the pick hardcore, but it may end up being a pretty good selection at John Bates. It may end up being that. Kevin Durant, fadeaway 2, can't get it. Middleton the rebound. It's 24-point lead right now. Giannis did complete the 3-point play. Giannis is going to jack up another 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Kyrie the rebound. Blake Griffin thought about it. Now he spins. Oh, nice steal by... No, they're going to call a foul. Reach-in foul. I don't like that call. I thought it... Yeah, Giannis didn't like it either. But I thought that was a pretty good steal. Let's take a look here. Oh, he kind of got him. Okay, fair enough. It was with the other hand. The left hand came around and grabbed him by the waist. Okay, fair enough. Fair call, fair call. Bruce Brown to KD. KD to Joe Harris. Left wide open 3. Yes, again. Oh, my lordy. 71-44. Middleton driving the baseline. Shoots it over KD. Got us 2, but still down big time. I'm over here trying to watch the screen on the left. It looks like they're just sitting there killing nobody. Yeah, I'm doing magic right now. So I'm turning these items into gold to make more money. Imagine we signed that Gabe Wright dude to trade Ioannidis to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers. I would be pissed. I wouldn't. I mean, we were a top 5 defense last year without Matt, and then all of a sudden we add a top-tier quarterback? Yeah, no. I would not be pissed at that. I mean, come on. I don't know how you could be pissed. We still have 3 really good interior defensive linemen with Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and Tim Settle. And then Gabe Wright would just be our 4th rotational guy, and then we would have Aaron Rodgers. Like, our defense would still be stacked, and then we would have Aaron Rodgers. Like, no, that would be a fantastic trade. Yeah, that game is never going to make any sense to me. There's a bunch of stuff to do. Literally, you'd have to just get started, and there's a tutorial island. Literally, you could do everything. So you could cut down trees, and you could put them on fire to make increase your fire making. You have cooking. You could go fishing. But yeah, you could literally make pizzas, or you can make pies, or you could cook fish or whatever. Literally, you could fish a bunch of different stuff. Like, you could fish sharks, lobsters, swordfish, trout. I mean, there's so many different things you could fish. And then these are the attack options. So you could have your melee attacks. You have your range attacks. Magic, you can use. There's magic attacks, but also you can just do other things with magic, like teleport or different stuff. Prayer is like how you can boost your attacks. This is your life points. And then these right here that are like kind of blacked out, these are member skills. So I'm not a member right now. You can become a member either by paying real life money, or you can earn enough gold to buy what's called a bond. But yeah, there's a lot to this game, and to sit down and explain everything. And then like there's stuff you can attack. There's quests you can go on. Here's quests. They added a new free-to-play quest. I just got to go do that one. That's fun. But there's tons and tons of quests, and then there's in-game bosses, and I still don't know where the enemies are. Well, yeah, so this is just like a safe place. Like, there's no real enemies here. But if we go here to the mini-map, can I make it bigger? I can't make it bigger than that. There we go. And then I can zoom out. You can see here, look how big this map is. And then there's a whole other island over here. So basically, the only places you can go to as a non-member are basically this line coming down here. You can go all the way over here. So this, down here, you can go to this island, and then up here. So this, basically all this right here is the only place I can go for right now. But, and then there's this island you can go to as well. You can take a boat over to this island. But you can't get to this part. You can only get to the smaller part. But anyway, so, and you can get a little bit to the desert here. So there's a little bit more than I said, but not much. Like all of this you can't get to without becoming a member. Over here you can't come. This white area I don't think you can go to. None of these islands. And then over here, this. But there's a whole bunch to this game. It's a huge game. But it's a lot of fun, and it's like a I don't know how to explain it more than that. Jesus, there's still places you haven't explored? Correct. Yeah, I mean, I've gone to a lot of those members areas because I used to be a member back in the day. I just started playing this game again recently. So that's why I have some like members quests. You can see here it says members quest. I have some members quests completed, but there's so many quests I have never done before. And then I did do. You can see here I've leveled up other stuff that was members before. And so yeah, there's tons of ways to make money in this game. Tons of ways to level up. Tons of ways to play. Like there's a thing called Iron Man. That, oh man, I would have responded to your comments, Leza, if you would have kept them up, but you retracted them. If you want to put them back on there, I will talk to you about them. But anyway, so yeah, there's like, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. You going to bed? Good night, gorgeous. You mind bringing me a water real quick before you go to bed? Thanks. Oh yeah, I was saying there's tons of different ways to even play this game. Like there's some people that have like what's they call it a pure account where you only have 10 HP and 1 defense, but then you raise your attack and strength. There's ones that are range where they only level up their range and nothing else. There's ones that they don't level up their attack at all and they're just skillers. So they just raise the skills. So there's... And also called Iron Man accounts. So Iron Mans are literally you get 1 life. If you die, your character just dies. Like it's like a real life situation where if you die at any point, you're done. And then there's also Iron Man, like Ultimate Iron Mans or whatever, where Ultimate Iron Mans are not allowed to trade. They're not allowed to use the bank. Like you're basically just doing things by yourself. So you have to, and if you want a sword, you either have to make the sword, or you have to attack a monster that drops the particular sword that you're looking for. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game. But 81-58, Brooklyn up by 23 points. KD has 26. I mean, good grief. Thank you. Love you. Good night. Gorgeous. Let's keep going with this while commercial break.
Of their work on defense, retaining Von Miller while signing standout corners Ronald Darby and Kyle Fuller to an already stout secondary. They then added can't-miss Alabama cornerback Patrick Surtain II. It's a pretty good draft pick. You just might be looking at the NFL's best pass defense in 2021. The Broncos are giving Drew Lock one more chance. We love the Teddy Bridgewater acquisition because the worst if Lock doesn't pan out, you have a reliable veteran who can take over the offense. Consider the Broncos a sleeper team in 2021. Number 14, Chicago
I agree
Bears.
with that.
We really
I can
didn't like the
agree
Bears
with
this
that.
offseason until the draft. GM Ryan Pace and head coach Matt Nagy just might have saved their jobs after trading up to select Ohio State QB Justin Fields with the number 11 selection. Andy Dalton will likely open the season as the starter. It won't be long until Fields takes over. Did we mention Aaron Rodgers might get traded? If that happens, this could be the happiest offseason in Bears history. Number 13, Indianapolis Colts. Only time will tell if Carson Wentz is fixable. If there's one guy who can do it, it's Frank Reich. His former offensive
I
coordinator
love the
and elite
Colts.
offensive line and a plethora of skill position playmakers should help. The
I
acquisition
love
wasn't
the
the only big move.
Colts.
GM Chris Ballard retained 2020 bounce-back product Xavier Rhodes, and he landed former Pro Bowl tackle Eric Fisher on a low-risk, high-reward move.
And
That
they got
Quiddy Pay
Quiddy
selection
Pay,
of Homer,
yeah.
He, Darius Leonard, and DeForest Buckner might lead the league as the best front seven next year. Number 12, Arizona Cardinals. Adding J.J. Watt in free agency and Zaven Collins at the draft will go a long way in bolstering the front seven. That's for sure. A.J. Green, at worst, is a solid complement to DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, and acquiring Rodney Hudson was a giant coup for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray will sure appreciate the improved pass protection. Number 11, New York Giants. The Giants' main goal was to improve the supporting cast for Daniel Jones. They brought in former Lions star receiver Kenny Galladay and veteran tight end Kyle Rudolph in free agency. They landed the crafty Kadarius Toney in round 1 and Georgia linebacker Azeez Ojulari.
I like the Azeez Ojulari, but I don't like
Really no more
Kadarius
excuses for
Toney.
Jones.
I did like they trade back for him, though, and
Number
added
10, Miami
capital.
Dolphins. Like the
I like
Giants,
that.
Miami's main priority was to add more weapons for its young quarterback. Signing Will Fuller and drafting Jalen Waddle totally met that goal. Tua Tagovailoa is now in position to enjoy a monster breakout year. Oh, and Miami's stingy defense found a gem in Jalen Phillips with the number 18 selection. The playoffs are a very reachable goal in 2021. Number 9, San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers' big move was moving up to select North Dakota State QB Trey Lance with a number 3 selection. The belief is that Jimmy Garoppolo will open the season as the starter, and that's fine. The 49ers are a contender with either QB. Other than that, GM John Lynch didn't make too many moves. He's wise knowing that with a better roster health in 2021, the 49ers will return to the NFL's elite. They'll be back in the running for a Super Bowl, most likely. Number 8, Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are this high.
All right, we're back in. 81-58. Giannis coming the other way. Drew Holiday, tough defense by Bruce Brown. Middleton to Lopez inside. Turnaround blocked by KD. The hook shot from the center is blocked. Great defense there. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot another one, Blake Griffin, but no. He kicks it out to Bruce Brown. Wide open three. In and out, no good. And Bucks down 23 with under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brook looking to attack KD. Turnaround fadeaway jumper. No good, but PJ Tucker there for the rebound. And he makes the lay-in. So it was as high as 28-point lead. It's still 21, so still a long trek coming up for the Nets. Bruce Brown to KD. KD kicks it over to Harris. No, knocked out of bounds by Middleton, so Nets keep it. Where did he rank us? He ranked us number 16, mostly because we didn't get a legitimate quarterback. But that's where he ranked us, 16. But he said other than that, we did really, really good. He gave good props to Jamin Davis, William Jackson, Curtis Samuel. So a lot of the other moves were good, but the main one is that we just didn't add a legitimate quarterback. But he did show Aaron Rodgers when he talked about Green Bay in a Washington football team uniform. So who knows? Giannis kicks it out to Portis. Portis now driving and left-handed layup. No good. Shamet the rebound. Uh-oh, three-pointer for Harris. In and out. Can't get it to fall. Giannis looking to attack Claxton. Does. And gets the foul, but he can't get the and one. So he will go to the line for 2 shots. See if he can't make these 2 free throws. First free throw is up. Oh my God. Way too short. Almost airballed it. Barely hit the front of the rim. Giannis with a rough night. He's 1 for 5 from the free throw line. 6 for 13 from the field. 0 for 3 from 3. Only 13 points. He does have 9 rebounds, but they're all defensive rebounds. So not hitting the offensive glass at all. Yikes. Giannis, second free throw attempt is up. And no good. Oh, my lordy. And Claxton with the putback jam. Puts the Nets up back at 23 points. Oh, my goodness. Drew Holiday. Getting a pick from Portis. Looking to work on Claxton now. Behind the back. Trying to go baseline. Now spins towards the middle. And terrible shot attempt. PJ Tucker saves it. No. It bounced out of bounds. Turnover again. And Nets get the ball back. Up 23. Ugh. This game is what's known as out of hand. KD. Oh my God. Too easy. Giannis. And he gets the lay-in. Still a huge deficit with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 23 points. And the Nets, just, you don't see any really slow down from them. They're just chilling, man. They can basically score at will. KD is going to kick it over to Mike James. Mike James with Giannis on him. Oh, he's thinking about attacking. Yup, and the finger roll. Can't get it to go. Decided to attack Giannis. Didn't work out. Kicks out to PJ Tucker in the corner. No good, but Giannis the rebound. And he slams it home. Still a 21-point deficit. Kyrie Irving. Getting a pick from Shamet. Oh, nice pass to Shamet inside. Now he passes to Claxton, but no. Bobby Portis, did he save it? Oh, no. Diving effort to save it from going out of bounds. Can't quite get there. KD avoiding Giannis when he was driving to the basket to not get the and one. And just let him go. All right, so now we're going to go here. All right, we're good. $85-64. But look at this. Kevin Durant, 10 for 15 from the floor, 4 for 6 from 3, 28 points tonight, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Just too much. And while Giannis is just stinking up the joint, so is Middleton for that matter. Both of them not having a good night. High volume shooting right now to give them some respectable amount of points, I guess. 17 and 15 apiece, but not shooting very efficiently. Giannis 1 for 5 from the free throw line. That's not good at all. All right, let's keep going to this.
High solely because of the Matt Stafford trade. It was clear that they were one QB upgrade away from being a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Mission accomplished. The Rams are arguably the team to beat in the NFC. Stafford is going to have a blast with Sean McVay and this star-studded roster. Number 7, Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert had the best rookie QB season ever. In year 2, he'll have immensely better protection thanks to the additions of Corey Linsley and Rashawn Slater. You gotta love the look of that O-line. GM Tom Telesco kept the bulk of his roster intact. He knows that this is a playoff caliber team, with Herbert and new head coach Brandon Staley leading the way. Number 6, Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are not contending in 2021.
I'm sad that they
and probably not in
fired their
2022. Doesn't mean their
coach.
offseason was boring.
Oh, no. Crap.
Why did his name just go out of my head?
In fact, he was arguably the best in franchise history. Only time will tell if Urban Meyer is well suited for the NFL. Taking Trevor Lawrence first overall automatically leads to a high ranking.
See his
As
face,
does drafting my boy
just can't
Travis
think
from
of his
Clemson.
name
It's a
off the top of my
process, but Myers Jaguars are on the right track. Number 5, Kansas City Chiefs. GM Brett Veach sure went to great lengths to fix the pass protection for Patrick Mahomes. He cut ties with Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz before signing veteran standouts Kyle Long and Joe Tooney. Veach then gave up a bundle of picks to get Orlando Brown Jr. from Baltimore. The Jaron Reed signing and the draft selection of Nick Bolton give KC much needed pass rushing depth as well. Number 4, Cleveland Browns. Coming off an 11-win season and a long-awaited playoff appearance, the Browns' main priority was to fix their defense.
Josh
Signing
Johnson
veterans
III.
Davion Clowney, Troy Hill, and John Johnson III
Yeah.
sure accomplished that goal. GM Andrew Berry wasn't done. He used his first 2 picks on cornerback Greg Newsome II and linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Now the Browns have the makings of a top 5 defense in 2021. Number 3, New York Jets. No, the Jets won't contend in 2021, but it's hard to not love the work of GM Joe Douglas. He rightfully moved on from Sam Darnold and took the chance on Zach Wilson, who has a much higher upside. New head coach Robert Saleh has so many toys on this defense. The Jets added Sheldon Rankins, Carl Lawson, and Gerard Davis to
So the
complement
Patriots
an
are gonna
already
be
stout
number
front seven.
one?
Wilson will love fellow rookies Elijah Vera Tucker and Michael Carter, plus free agent pickup
Wow.
Corey Davis. The Jets' future is bright for once, and it won't be long until, dare we say, they contend again in the AFC. Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do you do after you win the Super Bowl? Run it back, of course. The defending champions somehow in some way managed to bring back all 22 starters from their Super Bowl 55 team. Oh, and Tom Brady got a 1-year extension. What more could you ask for? A near perfect offseason for GM Jason Light. This is how you repeat. Number 1, New England Patriots. Now the Patriots beat them in something. Bill
Two
Belichick
tight
re-signed Cam
ends.
Newton and added 4 quality pass catchers and receivers, Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar, and tight ends Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. He beefed up a top-notch O-line by bringing back Trent Brown via trade. The usually stingy defense was also bolstered by the signings of Kyle Van Noy, Jalen Mills, and sack specialist Matthew Judon. Belichick also landed his new franchise quarterback in Mac Jones, and a run-stopping machine in Christian Barmore at the draft. The Patriots are, well, back in business. Whoopee. Who do you think had the best and the worst NFL offseason? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow.
Interesting. I don't know if I can say the Patriots had the best. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know about that. Kevin Durant, baseline jumper, air ball. That was awkward. Giannis, the rebound. 21-point deficit. Portis inside. And it's knocked away, but they're going to get a charge call against PJ Tucker. Interesting call. It's hard to see. There was a lot of bodies moving around in there. It was hard to see what anything was going on. All right, Mike James, top of the key, looking to get it to KD. Does. KD guarded by Tucker. Claxton going to set a pick on him, so now Portis is guarding them, but he's just going to pull up over everybody and knock down another 2. I mean, 30 points now for Kevin Durant. Drew Holiday to Giannis. Giannis guarded by KD. He's attacking. And they're going to call a late whistle. Looks like it's going to be a foul against KD. KD tried to draw the charge, didn't get there. Giannis tried to shoot from his butt, literally sitting on the ground. Portis to Holiday. Middleton driving, up and under. Can't get it to go. All right. KD. Get it to Shamet. Shoots a 3. Yes! This game is out of control, man. Come on. 26-point deficit right now for the Nets. Or for the Bucks, rather. Nets on top. Giannis inside, and he loses it. Harris picks it up, running it the other way. Shamet kicks it out to James. James to Shamet. Back to Harris. Harris does the jab step, driving. Doesn't like it, though. Kicks it back out to Shamet. Now, KD has it with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Middleton. Shamet shoots another 3. 29-point lead for the Nets. Middleton to Giannis. Giannis thought about shooting 3, doesn't like it. Spin move inside, and he's going to get fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. Oh, my goodness, this is embarrassing. Tim, the Bucks are not dead yet. I think that ship sailed. I think that ship has sailed. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I think that ship might have sailed. They can't do anything. All right, Giannis has 2 free throws. I'm just hoping they can steal a game now. I did have the Nets in 5. Giannis shoots the free throw, gets 1 of 2, making it a 28-point game. Harris to KD. KD's going to walk it up. Holding it for there's about a 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Giannis on D. Good defense. KD, though, dribbling around him, driving it up and under! What a layup. Nice reverse layup by KD with 4 defenders around him. Middleton just shoots a wild, no-good shot. And they will take a 30-point lead into the 4th quarter. Kevin Durant, 12 for 18 shooting, 4 for 6 from 3, 32 points. Ouch. Ouch. That's the technical term. Ouch. Commercial break. This is just terrible. Giannis minus 22. Middleton minus 27. Not very good. Yeah, so the main ones I disagree with this guy's takes. I think that he ranked the Lions too high. I think he had them in like somehow in the top 20. I think the Lions should be back in like 29 or something, like 30 or 29 ranked. I don't like the Patriots. I don't think Patriots should be ranked number 1. I mean, I think they did a couple of good things, but Mac Jones is their quarterback. I mean, I guess it depends on how you rank Mac Jones. I do like them getting 2 tight ends. I know they love their tight ends. Nelson Aguilar's not bad, but nothing to like super of note, I don't think. Same thing with Kendrick Bourne. I mean, what? I mean, they still have one of the worst wide receiver cores in the league, even with those 2 additions. I do like the Christian Barmore addition and the interior of the line. I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't like them as number 1. I don't think so. I would say Bucks are more likely to be number 1. They brought everyone back, and I like that a lot more. But we'll see. Look at this game flow. Oh, yeah. Good old Devin Booker. Should be a much more interesting game tonight. This one should be a lot more interesting. They're going to give the Suns a slight edge. It's probably fair. Suns are a really good team. But I got Denver in 6. So hopefully Denver can steal one. I would like them to get a lead. Steal one on the away column. Uh-oh. Kicks out Mike Davis and Joe Harris. Gives it to Kyrie. Kyrie still in the game with a 30-point lead. Makes the 2-point jumper. 32-point deficit right now. I doubt we'll see Kevin Durant anymore tonight. He already has 32 points. No need to continue. Lopez is going to get a foul called, and Joe Harris will get the one called, and Lopez will go to the line for 2. Oh, no, they're going to call it on the ground. No shot. Okay. Oh, it's the first time we're seeing Jeff Teague. Interesting. Forbes makes the 3. And he brings it within 29 points. Embarrassing game, man. Embarrassing. Up and under. Blocked by Lopez. Nice block there. 3-pointer for the Nets, no good. Teague. Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, we're done with this game. I'll keep it on, but we're not going to watch any more of this.
As we begin to transition into the regular season, it's become obvious that quite a few teams still have some pretty major pain points at quarterback that sooner or later need to be worked out.
Mindset doesn't change at all.
10 quarterbacks in danger of losing their job.
No, whatever happens, happens.
The vast majority of NFL teams have zero quarterback controversies. Nothing to see there. But there are several teams who have question marks at the game's most important position, and it wouldn't be all that surprising if any of these 10 starters lose their jobs at some point in the 2021 season. Ben Roethlisberger. To Roethlisberger's credit, he came back from a career-threatening elbow injury at the age of 38 and pieced together a season that defied expectations. Don't forget that many people thought he was totally done heading into last season. But as the 2020 season went on, Roethlisberger's overall production began to decline immensely. He had 6 interceptions over his final 6 regular season appearances, and he completed under 60% of his passes in 2 of those games. Age, injuries, and lackluster production from his receivers led to a predictable decline for Roethlisberger. Sure, he put up 501 yards and 4 touchdowns in their stunning wildcard loss to the Cleveland Browns, but the guy also had 4 picks in that game. We have very little reason to believe that Mason Rudolph will be able to steal the starting job from Roethlisberger. But 2019 first-round pick Dwayne Haskins, who was released by the Washington football team, could very well push for it. If the Steelers get the first-half version of Roethlisberger from 2020, the concerns are a moot point. If they get the second-half version of him, well, then Mike Tomlin will need to consider making a change. He just can't risk allowing Roethlisberger's limitations to jeopardize the team's playoff chances. Jimmy Garoppolo.
No shot.
It was pretty obvious from day one of the offseason that the San Francisco 49ers would look at a quarterback upgrade. Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback, but not a great one. And the team just can't rely on him to stay healthy anymore. Yeah, the 49ers were oh so close to winning Super Bowl 54 with Garoppolo, and the team could have made the playoffs in 2020 if
Jimmy
he didn't miss 10 games.
Jimmy
But let's be real here.
is in
A
big
ton
trouble.
of quarterbacks can shine in Kyle Shanahan's offense. The 49ers wouldn't outright admit it, but the beginning of the end of Jimmy G and San Fran began after the team acquired the number 3 pick in a blockbuster trade with the Miami Dolphins. With that pick, the Niners took North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance, and not Mac Jones like many had assumed. At any rate, Lance has the world-class athleticism and mobility to be an absolute star in Shanahan's system. Of course, Garoppolo will open the season as a starter. It's now on him to stay healthy and produce consistently. This is a team that is built to win now. They're ready to compete for Super Bowls again. If Garoppolo's limitations as a passer hold back the offense, or if he gets injured again, his final season in San Fran will likely end with him watching Lance from the bench. Kirk Cousins. In case you missed it, the Minnesota Vikings used the number 66 selection on Texas A&M quarterback Kellen Mond. That tells us quite a bit. The Vikings
Jimmy
had
G
several other
is
major needs,
more likely to
especially
get benched
all over their defense,
than
and yet
Kirk
they were
Cousins.
content using a third-round pick.
They paid Kirk Cousins way too much money to not pay him, or to not play him. There's no way a third-round pick Kellen Mond is taking a spot.
On a quarterback,
Just no way.
even though they have a solid option in Cousins. Cousins gets a lot of hate despite his strong statistical numbers, and with an improved offensive line in front of him, 2021 could totally mark his best season yet. But the Mond selection is a clear signal that many expects more from Cousins. They're obviously looking for him to be great. They want more wins against quality opponents. They want to go on a deep playoff run. They don't want to be a one-and-done playoff team, and the Vikings obviously love what they see in Mond. They clearly think he's ready to start in the very near future. So if Cousins theoretically got off to a miserable start, well, head coach Mike Zimmer, who enters 2021 on the hot seat, might have no choice but to give his rookie a shot. Daniel Jones. The New York Giants features a top 10 defense and a ridiculous set of skill position players, ranging from Saquon Barkley to Kenny
problem with
Galladay
Daniel
to
Jones is
Kadarius
who's going to
Toney.
take his
The future certainly does look bright, but only if quarterback Daniel Jones finds a way to break out in his third season as the Giants' starting quarterback. Though he's displayed a beautiful deep ball and a knack for some big-time throws, Jones has struggled big time with ball security. He's thrown 22 picks and fumbled 20 times in just 27 appearances. Look, the Giants' quarterback depth chart doesn't inspire much confidence, but if Jones can't make the most of a strong supporting cast, how much longer can Joe Judge remain patient with him? And don't be surprised if he decides to give journeyman backup Mike Glennon a shot. Or, you know, the Giants could always try to trade for a veteran at the deadline. Andy Dalton or Marcus Mariota might be available by that point. If Jones struggles early and often, the Giants might not hesitate to move on. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Death, taxes, and Ryan Fitzpatrick being involved in a quarterback carousel. For now, the beloved veteran journeyman is the favorite to start for the Washington football team in week 1. But we've seen the same old song and dance too many times before. He'll start out hot with multiple 300-yard, 3-touchdown games, then cool down and prompt the coach to make a change. And the thing is, Washington has a quality backup in Taylor Heineke, who nearly led the team to a stunning wildcard win over the eventual Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Maybe that was a sign of things to come for Heineke in D.C. Otherwise, don't fully discount Kyle Allen's ability to win over the starting job if Ron Rivera wants a change. Nope. Fitzpatrick is a fine short-term starter, but he's too inconsistent and turnover-prone to be counted on for a full season.
If Kyle Allen
sees
the
two
field,
younger,
we're
somewhat
screwed.
intriguing options behind him on the depth chart, Fitzpatrick is a safe bet to eventually lose the starting job. That's at least what history tells us. Drew Lock. The Broncos could have drafted an upgrade, namely Justin Fields or Mac Jones. Instead, they chose to give Locke one more chance to prove himself, albeit with some competition. New GM George Payton traded for former Carolina Panthers starter Teddy Bridgewater, giving Denver a suitable replacement should Locke flop in year 3. But let's be real here, though. Bridgewater is probably the better quarterback of the two. He's good at protecting the football, and he's smart when it comes to avoiding the high-risk throws. Those are two things Locke has struggled with early in his career.
Drew Lock
Bridgewater would be a
step
nice
up.
fit on a Denver team that will be largely carried by its star-studded defense and
big
strong
time
rushing
this
game.
year.
But the Broncos just don't want to give up on Locke. Their patience with the 2018 second-rounder is wearing thin, though. This team has the pieces in place to compete for a playoff spot. If Locke's accuracy and turnover woes continue, the Broncos will have an easy choice to bench him in favor of Bridgewater. It may only take 1 or 2 bad outings for it to happen. Andy Dalton. Yes, the Chicago Bears traded up to draft Justin Fields 11th overall, but this doesn't necessarily mean that he'll start, at least right away. The Bears won't want to rush Fields into the NFL, and they probably didn't give Dalton a $10 million deal to hold a clipboard from day one. It's his starting job to lose for the time being. That said, it really only feels like a matter of time until Fields gets the keys to the starting duties. Dalton, at this phase of his career, isn't a full-time starter.
Dalton
He was terribly
shouldn't start,
inconsistent on a
period.
star-studded Dallas Cowboys offense last year. So how can we expect him to play at a higher level
Justin
on a
Fields
less
should be started
talented
week
Chicago
1.
unit? Allen Robinson and David Montgomery are quality playmakers to work with, sure.
Not saying he will be,
those
but he
two
should
alone
be.
won't help Dalton turn back the clock to his Pro Bowl days with the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFC North is very winnable for the Bears. They sacrificed a lot to move up for Fields. Even if he doesn't open 2021 as a starter, you can bet he'll get a good amount of playing time in his rookie year. Dalton will really have to surpass expectations to hold the starting role throughout the season, but there's really no reason for us to think that'll happen. It'll be Justin Fields' time before you know it. Jameis Winston. With Drew Brees retired, the Saints face a major question mark at quarterback for the first time since the 2005 season. The hopeful solution? 2015 first overall pick, Jameis Winston. Surprisingly, Winston saw very little action in 2020, even though Brees missed 4 games and was greatly limited because of several injuries. If the Saints started Winston in the postseason, who knows how far they could have gone? At any rate, let's not forget that Winston is just 2 seasons removed from leading the NFL in passing yards. Sean Payton, one of the greatest offensive-minded coaches ever, will have to help Winston cut down on those high turnover numbers we saw in Tampa Bay. Winston is working with a stacked supporting cast that includes a top-notch offensive line with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara as his top 2 playmakers. Despite the large number of notable departures this offseason, the Saints remain in win-now mode. If Winston isn't capable of leading the offense, Payton will not hesitate to go back to gadget weapon Taysom Hill. This guy won 3 of his 4 starts in 2020 after all. Yes, we all have doubts about Hill being a long-term option at quarterback. But if Winston's turning over the ball like we've seen him do in the past, Payton will be happy to go back to Hill, who proved last season that he can get the job done when needed. Derek Carr. Carr's efforts helped a largely flawed Las Vegas
Derek
Raiders
Carr's
team stay in
not
the
getting
playoff race
benched.
last season. It's not his fault that the defense has been so awful, but at some point, the Raiders higher-ups will have to decide when mediocrity as a team is no longer acceptable. And usually, when drastic changes are made, the quarterback position is among them. Carr put together a strong 2020 season, but regression feels inevitable thanks to the team losing 3 key starters on the O-line. If the pass protection gets worse for Carr, how will he manage to hold down the fort? And how will he keep the Raiders in the playoff race? It just feels like a giant mess waiting to happen.
Washington.
Not to mention that back backup, Marcus Mariota, looked very good in the brief action he saw last year. Might John
He
Gruden's
threw a pick
frustrations
to
lead
lose
him to
the
giving
game.
Mariota a chance for once?
on.
We wouldn't fully discount it. Mariota's dual threat style would add another element to the Raiders' offense. And if the O-line is as bad as it looks on paper, it would sure help to have a mobile quarterback like Mariota in there. Just a thought. This isn't to say that Carr will definitely lose his starting job, but don't be surprised if it happens. There are a ton of Raiders players and staffers entering a make-or-break year, and the team may have no choice but to change things up mid-season if things don't start out so well. But only time will tell.
The problem is that he has a
Many were
tough
surprised when the New
schedule.
England Patriots brought back Newton on a one-year deal, given his inconsistent production in 2020. But we all know to never question Bill Belichick, who spent insane money to upgrade the supporting cast for Cam. Newton was able to keep the starting job last season because Jarrett Stidham was very unimpressive in the limited action he saw. But Cam's not the undisputed starter anymore. The Patriots drafted Mac Jones with a number 15 selection. Jones won't start in week 1, but he doesn't need much grooming. The guy can step in at any point if needed, really. In Newton's defense, he had by far the worst group of pass catchers in 2020. Now that Belichick has added a plethora of playmakers to help him, there won't be any more excuses. Newton will have to play at near Pro Bowl level if he wants to keep his starting job, because the Patriots are built to win in 2021. They cannot be held back again by inconsistent quarterback play. We all know that Jones is the long-term answer in Foxborough, but for now, the starting job is Newton's to lose. His play early on will determine whether he finishes the season as a starter or if he's riding the pine by December. But
funny.
what starting quarterback
Both
do
of
you
these
think
list Patriots are number 1. God, 40-point lead right now for the Nets. Terrible, terrible, terrible. $44 points. Jeez Louise.
Hey, Bobby. Congrats on signing with Washington. Just what led your decision to sign here, and just kind of the world after being released from Miami earlier in the offseason?
Excited to be here. They run a tight ship here, good organization, good opportunity for me to come here and just compete and win and try to go be the best player I can. Thanks.
Hi, Bobby. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. I'm wondering kind of what your expectations were coming in here. Kind of where do you, or kind of what do you see yourself fitting in on this defense?
Like I said, man, I'm not here to, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not here to just, I'm here to play and I'm here to win. So, I don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything like that. But I'm here to play. I'm here to win.
Hey, Bobby. Ben Standig with The Athletic. Obviously, I imagine for you, for real life, it's been quite a crazy few weeks. I'm curious if you kind of have any sense that Miami might go in the direction they did, and then what was your sense from that moment that they did move on as kind of what you were going to do?
Business is business in this league, and I understand it. Being my 7th year in the league, that I appreciate the opportunity from Miami, and like I said, there's no beef there. They drafted me, they extended me, so I appreciate Miami. I appreciate everything they've done for me. But now it's a new chapter, a new beginning, and like I said, I'm just trying to be the best player here for Washington football team, and just go out and ball out.
What obviously you're just getting going with your new teammates. Just your sort of immediate thoughts on Cam Curl, who's obviously had a pretty good rookie year. What were your kind of first thoughts on him as a fellow safety?
He's a good player, versatile player. He can play a couple different spots. He's a good player. He's a good tackler, good in coverage. Him being a rookie last year, being thrown into the fire. As I told him, I was like, man, that's a big deal. That's a good deal because you played well. So now you can build off that, and you can only go up from here. So, but like I said, good guy. Good. He's been nothing but a hard worker I've seen.
There was in reading up on you when you came on board, I guess you played all over the place in the secondary, and I even got some sense that because you started as a cornerback, that maybe that's on some level preference would be where you'd want to be. I'm sure you'll play wherever they want, but do you sort of how do you kind of view yourself as a defensive back? Are you a corner playing safety, or how would you kind of view where you're at?
I would just say I'm a defensive back, man. I can play all 5 spots in the back end. There's not somewhere you can't put me in. I'll be exceptionally well. So, whether it's safety, corner, nickel, dime, no matter the spot, I'm gonna do my best to perform and win.
Anyone else have a question?
Actually, I did have one. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Bobby, David Aldridge with The Athletic. You saw Ryan up close last year. What kind of guy is he? How was he in the locker room?
Fitzy, man. Fitzy's a good guy, man. He's my guy.
Fitzy.
Fitzy's always gonna bring the energy. He's always gonna come to play. He's always gonna practice, and he's always looking to get better. And even though it's his 16th, 17th year, I believe, he works as if it's his rookie year, and he comes in and he gets it done.
Bobby, just to follow up on that, when David just asked you about Ryan, you kind of got like a smile on your face. What is it about Ryan Fitzpatrick that seems to get it? People happy, excited about him. What is it about him as a player, or more important perhaps as a person?
Just the guy he is, just the man he is. I know he's a family man. Kind of has to be with all his kids, but I know he's a family man, and he's just a great person to be around, man. He's not going to be the buzzkill. He's going to be a guy that's looking to get better. He's going to make the guys around him better, and that's all you can ask for out of your quarterback.
Man, not much there.
Hi, William. Nikki Jabala from the Washington Post. Just what are your early impressions of the defense and the scheme and how you're going to be used so far? I know it's early, so just early impressions.
Yeah, it's early on. I'm just learning everything. Man, we have a great energy around here, something I've never been a part of.
The Nets game was terrible, Madison. We're done.
And it's just a good vibe and a good coach.
It's nearly a 50-point lead right now for the Nets.
What stood out to you about that culture? How did you kind of see that right away?
It just when you walk in the room, everybody greeting you, everybody treating you like they your own, everybody treating you like you their brother. So walking in organizations like that, man, you can't help but to build our positivity, and I'm excited just to be a part of this group.
And what was your reaction to Chris Harris? He seems like a pretty energetic position coach to have back there.
Yeah, he got all the energy in the world. And sometimes you need that, especially in the season getting long, and him just bringing that energy every day. I got a peek of it today, and it's going to be fun just to have that energy around.
Thank you.
Hey, William, obviously it's just an early start, but what's your impression of the cornerback room and the type of pieces you guys have back there?
It's talented guys on the team from me to Kendall on down, man. It's a lot of guys that can play, a lot of guys that want to play, a lot of guys that love football. So as long as you're around guys like that, and man, the sky's the limit.
Hey, Will, what did you make of so many players showing up for practice today? Obviously, it's voluntary, but also the players union had kind of talked about maybe you guys shouldn't show up to the voluntary portion of OTAs. So just what did you make of kind of the attendance, and why did you personally decide to show up?
I feel like everybody just wanted to get better. We had a group text going out that to show everybody like we need to be here. Everybody in the room is new. Well, mostly everybody in the room is new, so we need to build that chemistry, build trust. So everybody decided to be here at this moment, and we're excited, and we building, and we trying to make the defense that much better.
So you guys had a group chat. Just when was that conversation, or what kind of went into that thinking?
It was a no-brainer. We knew we was coming. It just getting everybody on board and let everybody know that it's mandatory but optional to be here. We kind of put it that way, and everybody showed up, and everybody ready to work.
Hey, William, I'm curious what your impression is of the receiving core that you guys are facing in practice.
Oh yeah, they fast, man. They some guys that can run. Obviously, I played you guys last year, and they can run. It's a great group of guys that's out there and ready to compete.
And then with the defensive backs, when you look at it, what stands out to you about what you guys have as a group? Is there something? Is there diverse or versatility, flexibility, the size, length, speed? What stands out about your group?
I think the group just got to be special as a whole. You know, we can run on this end, we can play man, we can play zone. So every guy on the team is here to make everyone better, and they all encouraging. And we just want everybody to play good, whoever step on the field.
William, I want to hear this from you straight. A lot of people on Twitter call you WJ3 just because, you know, it's easy to write out. Are you approving of that nickname, or do you have a different nickname you'd rather have people refer to you as?
Oh, that's my name, man. You know, that's my name on Twitter. It's nothing wrong with calling me WJ3. That's my name.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, cool.
I'm good. You can keep rolling.
Les, are you on? All right, we'll go Les, David Aldridge, Chris Russell if you're on, and then the 3 TV outlets. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I figured. Will, good to see you. What was that like getting that uniform, that helmet, the new burgundy and gold, putting that on for the first time? Give me those emotions, feelings of kind of putting on the new colors.
It was crazy, man. It was awesome to put on those new colors, new beginning, new culture, new coaches. Everything is new. And, you know, sometimes you need a new scenery to reach your full potential.
Hey, I want to get the player's perspective because Ron Rivera just said he addressed the 1-year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. And how much did you appreciate that as a player that was talked about, that was addressed before today's practice?
I definitely appreciate it because most people like to sweep it under the rug, but it's a real thing that's going around. And for him to stop practicing and put awareness to that, it was a beautiful thing. And I give him that much respect for doing that because he didn't have to.
Thanks, Will.
Take that. People disrespect the Giants O-line 32nd. Really? I knew they were bad.
I can make up one. I don't know how much time you actually spent. Let's just say if it was in the building or even at practice, but what do you notice in regards to the energy, or should I say swagger level, on the confidence that this team has because of what success they were able to accomplish last year?
Yeah, they obviously.
Oh, I ran, Chris.
To get them a little bit
I
more
ran.
They already have it. They've been
I'm done with that game
already, man, and I'm just excited
it's
just
embarrassing.
to be a part of this.
I mean, I don't even know who this blonde-haired dude is.
Trying to get better.
Who's this blonde-haired guy for the Bucks? He was number 25. No. Yeah, 25. Mamadi Diakite.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to
Diakite. Oh, that's something I wanted to watch. I'm going to watch that, actually. It's a good call. Forgot that On the Warpath was on DMV Sports Zone. I had to sit through all those late-night horrible NFL games. You got to sit through this one. I'm watching it. It's on here. It's only a 41-point game with a minute and a half to go. Here we go. Oh, the blonde-haired dude can't get the reverse layup. Ugh. Terrible. I don't even know who these guys are anymore on this court right now. Spin move. Nets. Look at that. They score again. 125-82. This is embarrassing. Patriots vs. Rams game was awful. Yeah. Yep. I sat through it too. Don't act like I didn't. But, I mean, a 40-point blowout. I mean, this is just... And it wasn't even fun to watch. It was just sad. It's just sad. Oh no. The F11. What the hell is going on? Here we go.
What's good, everyone?
everybody?
2.0 Nazi with another video for the channel.
Why does he say
Welcome back to
Nazi?
DM. What's good, everyone? 2.0 Nazi with another video for the
He is
channel.
clearly
Welcome
saying,
back to DMV Sports
what is
Zone.
up, everybody?
And I
It's
got a
your
guest
boy,
on here
Nazi.
who you guys
It's
probably
Natty.
remember for the last couple appearances, and he is an amazing guest, one of the best, if not the best, Washington football team YouTubers. And his name is Corey Sanchez, right?
Okay.
We're on the warpath, and he's here to basically talk about the Washington football team alongside your boy Nazi, and we're gonna have a good time once again. But for all those people, the couple of people who might be joining who haven't seen our previous get-togethers on this channel, can you introduce yourself to the channel?
Well, I don't know about the best. I'm one of them out here in the world, but yes, I am Corey Sanchez from On the Warpath. You can catch me at Sanchez405 and subscribe to me on the Warpath. Talk Washington football all the time. Love to inform. Love to make folks laugh as well. And love collaborating with the media and some of our fellow pods. And one of my favorite pods, we can call it YouTube a pod, is being here right here with you, brother, because honestly, Nati, you were really my first interview collab last summer. So it's coming full circle. Yeah, man. And you've been knocking it out the park with some of the folks that you've had on here. So it's an honor to be on here with you and that you reach out to me. Hey, and I like the picture. You got my good side. I wasn't eating at the time, so.
You got my good
man.
side.
No, I appreciate you coming on. It is kind of wild that it's been a year. It's been crazy, but no, we have a packed show for you guys tonight, and I first want to get into OTAs, of course, that have been going on for the last couple of weeks.
Oh, please.
And I want to first get your thoughts on everything and anything that happened during OTAs. What have you liked seeing out of the period for this Washington football team? And I know this is something that has been percolating all over social media. Chase Young's absence from OTAs. Do you make anything of that?
No.
But,
no.
Okay, there you go.
No, absolutely not. It's
OTAs.
Voluntary for a reason. Now, I can see what some people may say because he's a captain, and with the captain's patch, that doesn't come as voluntary. But I mean, as long as he's ready to go, I don't care. Now, September, I reserve my right to be like, well, if you had showed up to OTAs, but it's just glorified walkthroughs. That's all it is. So it's orientation day, pretty much like when you go to college, right? Go for the first week, everybody's acting nice, everybody's acting chummy, and then you find out, that professor's actually a jackhole. So that's
very relatable,
right?
But I've never had that experience.
And to your second point, I think we have another strong rookie class coming here, Nati. Jamin Davis, De'Ami Brown, just two guys there. Dax Milne could make this roster too. You've heard a couple of good things about him. My favorite
Bradley King.
pick, he's grown on me. People call me crazy. I like what John Bates could become. I've said this before. I think his ceiling is George Kittle.
No!
Look at the draft profile.
No, it's not George Kittle. George Kittle runs a 4.5. Okay? No! Stop it. It's Kyle Rudolph is his comp. And then if it's not Kyle Rudolph, it's somebody brought up Chris Cooley. Now they're a little bit bigger than Chris Cooley. Both Kyle Rudolph and John Bates. They're a little bit taller because Chris Cooley was 6'3". But John Bates is not George Kittle. Oh my goodness. I love you, Corey, but he's not George Kittle.
And y'all might think I'm smoking that
DeAndre
wacky,
Carter
wacky
is a roster lock. I mean, just for like the kick return, punt return thing, maybe. But you'd have to bring 7 receivers because I don't want him as one of my 6 receivers.
That's cool. The quarterback situation is still I tell people this all the time. I don't like it. I don't love it. I'm just meh with it. Heineke got elbowed, got bodied, and he's out for the rest of it so he doesn't get hurt. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's 38, going to be 39 in December. Kyle Allen, he loves to get sacked off.
see why he thinks he's the best YouTuber. Y'all are hilarious. I better be glad I'm gone, or if whatever. He can do
all the
gadget
time,
plays.
so it is what it is.
I mean,
but
you have
I'm
Curtis
looking forward
Samuel
to
for
seeing
gadget plays.
more, but I like what we're
I don't
going with
know.
this rookie class.
Meh.
Jamin Davis, it seems like he's getting it, and hey, if we can't trust Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio to pick a linebacker, we've got some serious issues.
No, I definitely agree. This quarterback room is probably a C minus type of room. I mean, if we're on the whole college sort of theme here, probably a C minus type of room. But I'm definitely with you. Jamin Davis, I'm super excited, man. Behind that defensive line. And then a lot of people, especially in the media, just mentioned, oh, he's going to be playing behind that defensive line. He's also going to be playing in front of that pretty solid secondary, which I don't think is getting enough credit, right? You got Cameron Crowe back there, Landon Collins, who should be back. And a lot of people forget, but Landon Collins has had his best seasons when he's had a very good defense around him, right, with New York. So hopefully, maybe he can improve on what we saw last when he played here in D.C. And you also have William Jackson III, who I don't know if you saw. He was ranked 7th or 8th press corner, or outside corner, actually. Not...
The solid secondary I can agree more with. But the quarterback room is pretty rough. I can agree with that.
I've been pressed. Outside corner in the NFL.
C minus? You see a B minus in the quarterback room? No shot. No shot. You don't have a B. Asan. Come on, man. It's not a B minus.
I believe it was by PFF, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, we have a very solid.
Landon Collins improving. Landon Collins. The problem with him is that Achilles injury might slow him down even more than he already is.
You can't forget about Kendall Fuller as well, who sort of the forgotten man, I guess, when it comes to the Washington football team. And I'm with you as well with the wide receivers. Really excited to see De'Ami Brown. I mean, I made him the thumbnail for a reason. I think we'll get into our stat predictions a little bit later, but I see at least for him, a pretty big season, pretty big role. And Terry McLaurin training with Doug Baldwin. I mean, the sky's the limit for him as well.
Ooh, man. You should see on Louis T's Instagram, he put that post of that release that he had that made Josh Norman look stupid back in 2017. And if Terry can even learn half of what Doug Baldwin knows, good God Almighty, it's a wrap for a lot of these corners.
Yeah, I mean, and then as a franchise, Terry's everything you want out of a receiver, right? He has the speed,
so good.
He has the leadership, the route running. Maybe if he was I always say this, if he was a couple inches taller, he would have probably been like a first-round pick, easy. But even then, he plays big. Yeah, he plays big. Very good at the contested catches. So I think, again, the sky's the limit for him.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think the only knock on Terry is I think what he'll be if he's
Fitzpatrick's never been in the playoffs, dude. He's been in the league 16, 17 years now, and he's never ever seen the playoffs. That's bad. Okay, that's bad. Period. He's only had one season ever with a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Okay, Fitzpatrick, he's gotten better the last couple of years. That's fine, but he's not good. Okay, Tim, I'll be reasonable. C+.
Not 25. He'll be 25 going into his third year.
I'm going to go.
So that might be, or maybe 26, I think. So that's the –
and
that's
really,
one of the
how you get to D+ is hopefully Heineke can be something.
Is probably his next contract. Might be his last contract. So he may not get an opportunity at a second one. So he's gonna demand the bank if he keeps on putting up the numbers that he's putting up. 900 his rookie year and 1,100 on two bad legs last year. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, good Lord. You and I said this on the Burgundy Zone last night. I was just like, you, me, anybody we know, my grandma, she's 90, she could probably throw a touchdown to Terry McLaurin.
I think that tells you all you need to know.
There you go.
Another guy though that I've seen a lot of highlights out of, and he's very much popped out during this OTA period, is Derek Forrest.
Yes.
I mean, he's speaking of for days, tip drill interceptions for days for Derek Forrest. You see him actually having a role on this team and actually making it when the season comes around?
Yeah, I think he's got a good role for special teams. He
said 2 bad legs. I mean, they say some things that we're going to disagree with, but I'm not going to hate on them because they say 2 bad legs when it's 2 bad ankles. But Derek Forrest, Naughty like Simpson. Derek Forrest
at Cincinnati, that he played some special teams. He was a captain there. So the guy, he's
Derek Forrest. I love that how athletic he is. He's extremely great athlete, but he's got a lot to learn to play safety at this level. A lot to learn. A lot.
He's a leader. And then 2, he's making plays right now. And granted, it's OTAs. I don't want us to discredit what he's doing, but let's keep it real. It's OTAs. And, it's good sprinkling. It's good sprinkling, but it's not just, it's like, I don't know. It's like butter, right?
Yeah.
It's either you're going to get, I can't believe it's not butter, or it's real butter. So, at the end of the day, that's what.
Corey's probably one of the best at his analogies. You never know where he's going to go.
Somebody's confident, and
he just made that up on the spot. Hold up. He just made it up. It's like butter.
I don't know. It's like butter, right?
Yeah.
It's either you're going to get.
Can't believe it's not butter.
Believe it's not butter, or it's real butter.
Or it's real butter.
At the end of the day,
you're going to get margarine. Yeah. Oh my goodness. My granny could scramble like Heineke, scrambled eggs, that is.
That's what you're getting with Derek Forrest right now. I think somebody's confident, and I think the more often, and you remember this last year, a lot of people were like, why in the world would they draft Antonio Gibson? He's a wide receiver. Well, no, I know, and I said the same thing. Thing. You can go check the video. But a lot of people were just like, why would they draft him? What was it? Wasn't he our leading rusher?
Well, people asked why did he draft him, because it said running back. It didn't say wide receiver, actually. It said running back the day they drafted him. And that was the weird thing, because we needed a receiver, and then they drafted a running back, because at the time we didn't need a running back, but it ended up working out. But we had Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis, obviously a Hall of Famer and a second-round pick. So that's kind of why people are like, whoa, that's weird. But once you looked into him, you can look back at my draft recap. I gave that pick an A because he was just a touchdown waiting to happen. But it's to act like it was like weird to think, like for people to think that was an odd pick, I think is a little harsh. Okay, little harsh, because we didn't need a running back at the time. Now, it turned out we did need a running back because obviously Darius Geis, and then we ended up cutting AP. But, and then also, I think we had somebody else, didn't we? I don't even remember.
Leading rusher last year. So, the more move, and Cameron Curl, too, a lot of people were kind of like, oh, well, this guy's not going to do anything. Turned heads.
Cameron Curl is one that I was really down on. I did not like Cameron Curl. And, it was a weird thing because it was Cameron Curl to me was I didn't like, he doesn't interview well. It's one of those things. I thought, I was a bit prejudiced, I guess you could say, where I was just when you heard him talk, how he kind of, his demeanor, he kind of seemed uninterested, and I didn't really like his personality, it seemed like. And, it's people like Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Terry McLaurin. These guys, jump off the screen in personality and, a great locker room dude. But he has turned into a fantastic player. And I just listened to an interview today. I mean, it seems like he's opened up a little bit more as far as, I guess probably being around these other guys with great personalities has kind of, brought him a little bit out of his shell. But there was things that I did not like about Cameron Curl that obviously proved to be dead wrong. I mean, Cameron Curl has been one of the best 7th-round picks we've ever had, it seems like, and he's only played 1 year. So Cameron Curl is a great pickup. And but anyway, I'm going to rewind it a little bit and let Corey talk. Whoops.
So we had a lot of these picks that were just like, really? Like,
Yeah.
So Derek Forrest could be one of those guys.
What are we doing?
Turned
here?
heads. So we had a lot of these picks that were just like, really?
What is
like,
this? Why are you being so slow? I just wanted to rewind. Everything's happening so quick. Cameron Curl is a beast. He's getting better and maybe a Pro Bowl initially. We'll see. If we don't have a return man this year, I'm going to lose it. All right. Now can I rewind? There we go. That was
they
weird.
draft him. What was it? Wasn't he our leading rusher? Wasn't he our leading rusher last year? So the more move, and Cameron Curl too, a lot of people are kind of like, oh, well, this guy's not going to do anything. Turned heads. So we had a lot of these picks that were just like, really? Like, So Derek Forrest could be one of those guys that rise up, and you never know. We could have another young secondary battle. I think he may be a guy you could probably play at linebacker and some like.
I'm surprised Corey hasn't mentioned his boy William Bradley King.
I like it. I liked our draft. Looking back at it, 2020 hindsight, I do like it.
Yeah. And it's crazy too on the Cam Curl point. The Ravens were so close to getting him in the building. I don't know if you heard that report earlier in the offseason.
No.
Yeah, they're so close to getting him in the building, and likely if they got him in the building, they would have realized what they had and would have drafted him. And to think, without his production last year, what our defense would have looked like. But I want to shout out everybody in the chat. Joe Burrow showed up in the chat. Wow. My comeback will be better than Alex Smith's comeback. Well, I guess by
the voice is a little off.
Really? Like,
yeah.
So Derek Forrest could be one of those guys that rise up. I think he may be a guy you could. I like it. In hindsight,
point in the offseason, they would have production last year. Showed up in the chat. Wow. My comeback will be better than Alex Smith's comeback. Well, I guess by default, yes. I mean, we didn't really unless Joe Burrow just wets the bed and.
First 4 picks were A+. Last 4 picks were 4 Fs. I don't know about that. Really, William Bradley King could be interesting. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think so. I just
doesn't rack up. Doesn't go 5-1.
Just created a Washington football team football talk channel. I don't know who Chat Sport is. There's Joe Burrow. Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow should be nice this year. You have thoughts on that?
I don't think Joe Burrow almost died, so that's probably going to be good. The fact that he's going to come back next season is another way to saying like, yeah, you're on the pathway to success there. Now, look, I like Joe Burrow. I've been to Athens before in Ohio, where he's from. It's a nice small area, and I'm looking forward to seeing this kid rock and roll this year because that injury set him back. And a lot of us saw what Justin Herbert is worth now. Is he won Offensive Rookie of the Year? So I wish the best for you, Joe. But hey, thanks for coming on here. And that's my cat.
In a draft do-over, I would think the Bengals would go with Herbert at this point, right? Like if we were to do over the 2020 draft. I mean, personally, I'm higher on Herbert than Burrow.
I think I would still go Joe Burrow. I still think. I mean, even with the injury, now that injury wasn't Joe Burrow's fault.
Yeah, of course.
That like he didn't do anything stupid to do. He just got sacked by a putrid offense line. And how do they fix it in Cincinnati? Let's go draft the wide receiver.
Chase, yeah.
It makes total sense to me when you had the number 1 tackle on the board at the time.
Cool.
But it is what it is. So
yeah.
Also, you can't forget about Cameron Cheeseman, Chris.
I don't know what they're doing in Cincinnati. Just added another receiver to a pretty good receiving core up there. But let's get to some more De'Ami Brown. Again, was a thumbnail for a reason.
Dax
how
Milne's
high
not
are
horrible.
you? Again, we'll get into
Dax
the
Milne is
stat
not
lines a little bit later, so maybe avoid talking about the stats
Why is Dax
per se.
Milne
But like,
horrible?
how high are you on
Makes no
De'Ami Brown? And do you think he's going to
Is he like
take a
he could
hold?
be a slot receiver. Like he could be a Cole Beasley, he could be a Wes Welker type. You know, like it's similar to those kind of things, but he's not bad.
Of that
Looking like hot garbage in OTAs? Of course he'd look like hot garbage in OTAs because OTAs are all about people that are big, tall, fast, strong, and he's none of those things. He's just a guy like Wes Welker is not a guy that's like makes you just go, oh my goodness, in OTAs. No, he shows up on game day and he's just a baller, and that's what you're gonna potentially get out of Dax Milne. But like people like Dax Milne do not look good in an OTA format because he doesn't have great size, he doesn't have great strength, he doesn't have great speed. He's not somebody that's like just comes out and just jumps off the screen. Like somebody like Jamin Davis is going to look fantastic in OTAs because he's so fast, so big, so strong. John Bates is another guy that should look good in OTAs. He's 6'5" and just massive. Sammis Reyes, kind of guys like that. But Dax Milne's a guy that's going to just come in and show up and do his job. Him not doing well in OTAs is not shocking to me. We'll see what he can do in the preseason, though. We got 3 preseason games.
Second outside.
He might end up in the practice squad because of Adam Humphries. He's basically Adam Humphries 2.0. Okay, so he very well may end up on the practice squad this year, which is fine, and we'll see what he ends up with. But we have a lot of receivers, so if he ends up in the practice squad, it's not necessarily an indictment on him. We have a ton in that room.
Receiver position alongside Terry, and then Curtis Samuel will move into the slot very early in the season. Do you think it's going to take a couple games for him to get his feet under him and to sort of get into things when it comes to being an NFL player for the first time? What are your thoughts on the whole De'Ami Brown?
I think they're going to bring him along slow because let's be honest, the worst position.
St. Goat, yeah.
Cat.
I hope
the
St.
worst
Goat really does well.
position
He's got great quickness. Great
on
length.
offense was. Give me 2 seconds here.
Oh,
I'm sorry, brother.
It's okay.
Oh gosh. Well, anyway, I can say this to you. The biggest issue with our offense last year was wide receivers. We made the upgrade for that. I think De'Ami, you're going to bring him around, maybe slow.
Phoenix. That's fun.
But then I wouldn't be surprised if they just chuck one downfield to loosen up a defense early against the Chargers. So I could see him in a perfect world starting as at number 2, and then Curtis Samuel, he can do stuff in the slot. He can do stuff out of the backfield. So there's so many things you can do with him. The guy is a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I agree. For outrunning, I mean, Ron Rivera said early on in the offseason, almost right after the draft, I believe, that Terry McLaurin or De'Ami Brown reminds him a lot of Terry McLaurin. So if we were to have 2 Terry McLaurins in this,
they're not going to bring him along slow. They're going to throw him out there with the Wolves and see what he's got. Talking about De'Ami Brown, I hope so. De'Ami Brown is nice.
Offense, and then combine
De'Ami
that
Brown
with Curtis Samuel, that'd be
I
great.
think he'd do fine.
I just see De'Ami Brown, sort of like you're saying, the team taking it slow with him, and then maybe by the time week 5, 6, 7 comes around, they start playing him more on the outside. He ultimately takes that starting spot, and Curtis Samuel moves into the inside. I would think that would be the ideal situation for this team. But then again, we shall see, because again, he's a rookie receiver going into the NFL. The craziness that is the NFL. So we shall see. We shall see. But moving on from De'Ami Brown, I do want to ask you a little bit about your thoughts on the news. I know you made a video about this, and make sure you guys go check that out on his channel. But I guess just like brief thoughts once again on Washington moving back to Richmond for training camp.
Did I get vaccinated yet? No, I did not get vaccinated yet. I went to go get vaccinated a couple weeks ago, and then they were closed, and I haven't been back. But I'm not necessarily against it. But my wife's been vaccinated, but I just haven't gone and done it. And I don't know. I'm kind of at this point, like, if you're scared of the virus, go get vaccinated. If not, then don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to go get the vaccine, cool, great. And then the vaccine is a great success rate right now. It's like 99% successful if you get one of the double shot ones. But no, I did not go get it. But if you wanted to go get it, and I would not deter you from going to get it. I think it'd be good to go get it. And it's not a bad thing to have a vaccine. I don't think it's bad. You know, as I said, my wife's had it. I mean, you will get sick, which sucks, but you're not going to die. So that's good. But it should get you sick. Because my wife got sick from it, and then she got me sick. I got sick like a day and a half later. It wasn't with the virus, but apparently according to the nurse, that because I went and got tested for COVID after, apparently the nurse said that you could get symptoms after the vaccine and also give out symptoms after the vaccine, apparently. I guess that's why it says wait 14 days after the vaccine before you really go around, because you could be giving a like cold/flu symptoms to people. Terry, Curtis, Diami, Killicam, DeAndre Carter in 6th spot is up for grabs. Yikes. I disagree to take that. I disagree with these two. No, I think Adam Humphries is a guy that's over Cam. I think it's Terry, Curtis, Diami, Adam Humphries, because he's got the experience. He's got a good connection with what's his name? Fitzpatrick. Like I don't think so. I think Adam Humphries is pretty much a lock, unless Dax Milne shows a ton in training camp / OTAs and like preseason, where if he shows a bunch of stuff there and he can overtake Humphries and then we can relieve the need for Humphries, then that's cool. But no, I think Adam Humphries is basically a lock on this team right now, barring what Dax Milne does. But Cam, I don't know if Cam's necessarily spot is locked, you know? Like, he's had some dropping problems. Like, I don't know. It's interesting and he's not, like, the best receiver out there. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. So it's like, whatever. I don't know if I necessarily lock him in. Kelvin, you know, he has got to come back from his injury, but I think he's more likely to make the team than Cam, because I think he's just a better player. And then you got, and I don't think DeAndre Carter, I don't know, we'll see. And DeAndre Carter is going to be the 7th receiver. Like, he's not going to see the field at all on offense. He would just be brought in for punt return, kick return. He would not be a guy that's interesting anywhere else, in my opinion.
For a very short period this year, from July 27th to 31st, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, man, I think it's great. It shows you that even during this pandemic, hopefully we're on the backside of this. It's still COVID's still out there. Don't get me wrong, but it is good.
He's not making the team over Humphries.
Richmond decided to open it up. I read the press.
Unless the Dax Milne comes up.
If Dax Milne comment about a new coach and this and that. I'm like, it's not really a new coach. They had it. And they said, I thought that was kind of a cheap shot, but it is what it is, and people are going to do that, and that might be something as far.
I missed what they just said.
For a very short period this year, from July 27th to 31st, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on that?
I missed the question again.
We shall see. But moving on from Dyami Brown, I do want to ask you a little bit about your thoughts on the news. I know you made a video about this, and make sure you guys go check that out on his channel. But I guess just like brief thoughts once again on Washington moving back to Richmond for training camp for a very short period this year, from July 27th to 31st, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, man, I think it's great. It shows you that even during this pandemic, We hopefully we're on the backside of this. It's still COVID's still out there. Don't get me wrong, but it is good that Richmond decided to open it up. I read the press release and I thought LeVar Stoney's comment about a new coach and this and that. I'm like, it's not really a new coach. They had it. And they said, I thought that was I thought that was kind of a cheap shot.
Not a good receiver.
It is what it is, and people are going to do that, and that might be something as far as the name goes there. But I think it's good. It'll be great for the fans to get out there and interact with the players. I'm interested to see how it's going to set up. Are you going to be social distanced? Do you have to wear a mask? What are going to be the requirements? Honestly, I've never been to training camp in Richmond, so I look forward to possibly going out there this year. Been to Ashburn in training camp, but I'm looking forward to it, man. In a week where, I think a lot of this has to do with the new CBA, 2 weeks for training camp, and they'll do the first half in Richmond, then they'll go up to Ashburn for the rest of it. So,
yeah, I think it's also interesting. A couple things there. One, with your COVID point, with things starting to get a lot better. It was just so crazy to me just to see Ron Rivera in Ashburn with no mask talking to his players after seeing a full year, whether it be during games, during practices, of him wearing a mask, of all his assistants wearing a mask. So I definitely agree with you. Things are definitely getting better. And maybe by the time training camp rolls around, there won't be any sort of mask requirement or anything. But I will say this. I love it, going back to Richmond. I went once, actually, the last time that the team was officially the Redskins. So that was an interesting time. Josh Norman, got an autograph from him. And
Steve Sims is on the
it was just a really cool experience. Sure. I do like that in Richmond they have like a whole hill.
The problem is, he does have like interesting talent. I just wish he could fix his hands because he's actually a solid slot receiver as far as a route runner, good speed, he made that nice catch against Tampa in the end zone, good toe taps. He's got to fix those dang hands.
Not really standing behind people, you're standing above people, so you don't really have to worry about seeing things on the field and stuff. So it's a really cool experience. It does get really hot, so that of course is a problem. But no, I'm definitely.
Hey, I know that dude on the left. That's right. Wait, I see you on the right. How do you see yourself on the left? Unless you're talking about Noddy. Oh, wait, it's on the right side of my screen. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not, there's nothing about you, Corey, that's on the left right now. Nothing about you. Do you have your screen flipped? That's funny. Double shot of COVID for Lizzie was getting her. I decided I would get my shots for it. Good. Oh, you're talking about Noddy. Okay, there you go. That's right. How you doing on the Warpath? I was just checking out your thing. I was gonna do it the other night, but Noddy didn't make it public. I need to have you on my channel, Corey. We gotta get you on my channel because we gotta talk about this John Bates thing. We gotta talk more about it.
Maybe might go down again this year. We'll see. But
I'm not gonna tell people where I'm gonna stay at. Because I'm looking at it, so I don't want nobody to take the reservation to the hotel. But I think you do. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger and go on out there next month, man, and we just be lit and meet some cool folks. But I'm looking forward to seeing this in Richmond and just getting back to basics. And a little bit more.
Richmond's a cool little spot. If you haven't been there, you said you hadn't been there. Richmond's a cool spot. It's got a nice hill that you can sit on and watch the field, so you don't have to it's pretty easy to see everything. You can bring a chair or bring a. My buddy Jake has these cool things where basically it's kind of like the bleacher seats things that you're just supposed to set right on the bleachers, like the comfy joints. If you bring those out there, you can just sit on the hill and watch practice and watch everything go on. It's kind of cool where how it's set up. John Bates is a wild card. John Bates is my problem is your comparison. That's my problem. I don't know if you saw my video on my comparison of like who I believe his NFL comp is, but that is more of my problem with your John Bates take. Not that John Bates can't be good. I've softened on John Bates. When we first drafted him, I was pretty dang harsh on John Bates, but I've softened a little bit. There. I give him a chance.
Access, which the team has been doing a great job of giving us access. That Ron mic'd up. Oh my gosh. Talk about that's like, dude is like one of the most unintentionally funny dudes there is. Coach is, man. I swear, I love it.
Yeah. Also interesting that the city of Richmond's not going to be paying for the team to stay in Richmond for training camp this year. The $500,000, I believe, that they were getting annually. The team still decided to go, so I guess that does point to good signs, with them caring about fans and stuff and really broadening their reach. But
that's going. Yeah, and I think they're doing a lot of activities in the community as well. So maybe, because you said the team had to pay to use that facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're going to do. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, no, the city annually pays
them.
the organization to have training camp in Richmond, $500,000. Now this year, I think, is the first time when the city is not going to pay them. So I don't know how it's.
Well, it makes sense because usually they're there for weeks, like several weeks. I think like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. So $500,000 for one weekend, I don't think is enough to bring people to town, because I guess that's the idea, is that they want it in their city so that people come in and start giving it to their local shop, giving money to their local shops, their hotels, their economy, basically, is bring in more people and more money. But that makes sense. They're not going to
contract is arranged right now, but all I know is that the city is not paying for them to stay in Richmond this year.
That is oh gosh. I mean, great day. Oh well, that's good. I guess that's where the salary kept. They said we had to pay Alex Smith.
Yeah.
So we had to pay Alex Smith these injury monies. We need $500,000. Oh man.
Yeah, but I do once again want to shout out the people in the chat. Big Boy Diehard Fan Walker from earlier. Bob Esther.
What's up, Bob?
Awesomeness Sports. Hawk, once again, thank you for the support. Shouting both of us out. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, off of training camp, off of OTAs, I want to talk about a specific position that has.
How many subscribers does my personal channel have? It still only has 5. I don't know why it has 5, because I don't have videos on there. I don't do anything on there. I've commented on a few videos, I guess, in my past, but I don't do anything with that channel, so I don't know why it has any subscribers at all.
It's been getting a lot of buzz this past week
State
because of
champion
Antonio
athlete,
Gibson's comments
dude has
regarding
some
his
tools.
toe injury and how it's.
Yeah, I like. I've softened on John Bates. That's what I'm saying. I have softened on John Bates a little bit, and it's because I found the comp of Kyle Rudolph. I think that he compares to Kyle Rudolph a lot better than George Kittle, but and another interesting comp that somebody brought to me is Chris Cooley. Chris Cooley's not the fastest guy in the world, good run blocker, good in space, but Chris Cooley was a little bit smaller than them in size. He was only 6'3", where the other two are 6'5" and 6'6". So so they're a little bit bigger, but still, if we get Cooley or Kyle Rudolph production out of him, it's actually pretty solid.
His toe injury and how it's still been lingering since, I believe, suffering that injury in early December.
Chris, you got to admit, if John Bates turns into Chris Cooley or Kyle Rudolph, which he has the tools to do, then that's a good 4th-round pick. A great 4th-round pick at that point. Kyle Rudolph was a 2nd-round pick.
Mistaken. What are your thoughts on the running back position right now? Do you think the team should add a player there?
You haven't seen the comp yet? Here, look. Kyle Rudolph, combine results. John Bates, Combine. I know we didn't have a combine in pro day, but still, combine results records it all. But here, so you got, excuse me, gotta go down to his pro day for the stuff, the measurables. All right, so if you look at the pro day, you got a 4.8340 to 4.84, basically the same speed, but and the splits are very similar as well. The vertical leap was a little bit favored to Kyle Rudolph, 34.5 inches to 31. But if you look at the broad jump, John Bates has that one at 120 compared to 113. The height is only within an inch, so it's 77.38 to 77.13. And then it's a slight, 9-pound difference, so hardly anything. Arm lengths, Kyle Rudolph's a little bit longer arms than the 32.5 inch, but still plenty long enough for a tight end. And then basically the same 20-yard shuttle, as well as a faster 3-cone drill, actually, for Mr. John Bates. So a little bit more quickness out of John Bates. But yeah, you see these, and then neither one of them really impressed you with their college stats. Kyle Rudolph, I believe, went to Notre Dame, if I remember right. Yeah, Notre Dame. And he had the most yards in a season was 300 and something and 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. So nothing spectacular there. But Kyle Rudolph, very, very, very similar measurables. And when you watch them play, they're very similar players too, because Kyle Rudolph was a guy that just went up and go and get it over players. So that's what John Bates is going to have to do. But if he is, he won't be. But if he is, congratulations. Him, Forrest, I hope they go to the practice squad. I hope they do well. How about that? If John Bates is good, you have to call him Master. I call no man Master. Hey, Tim, you put in the hey, Tim, in the title you put Warpath? Yeah. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, okay. I didn't put the A in Warpath. There you go. Fixed it. Thank you. That's that track background, the quickness? Yeah. Well, did he actually run in track? He's too slow to run in track, though. He had to have done something else, right? He didn't run. A 4.8440 is way too slow. And he's too big for distance. Did he do hurdles or something? I don't know. What was John Bates? I did remember he was a track athlete, but what did he do in track? Track and field. Bio. What did he do here? He did run? He's so slow, though. I mean, 11.49 100 meters, I guess, isn't that bad. It's nothing like Olympic, but I guess it's a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, he did hurdles. I figured he did hurdles. Hurdle and javelin. Okay. Hurdles make sense because he's got good size, good height for hurdles. And then javelin, here you go. 149 feet? No, that's not that good. I thought it was better than it was. Because that's 50 yards. 50 yards. I don't know about that. I mean, it's better than I could do. But 50 yards, I feel like at 6'5", and his size, I feel like he should have been able to throw it farther. It's a school record, though. So I guess it's better than where is he from? He's from, I don't know, where is he from? Where's Lebanon High School? Oregon? He also did long jump, triple jump. Interesting. Triple and long jump, yeah, there they are. And he did the 4x100 relay. Interesting. I can't believe he ran. But then why is he so slow here? I guess it's... But then he has... I mean, the 20-yard shuttle and the 3-cone drill shows a little lateral quickness. Interesting. If he was a track guy, you'd like to see this 4.7, 4.65. Why 4.84? Interesting.
Do you think Antonio Gibson is the legit bell cow when he can take all the carries for the entire 18-game season now? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't.
17-game season.
Yeah, one thing I'm not worried about is Antonio Gibson's turf toe right now. I'm not worried about that because it's the beginning of June. Now we getting in the middle of July. I'm gonna have a little bit. I have a little bit of a problem there. I think that you look at some of the running backs that we had last year. We did good with McKissick, Peyton Barber. Y'all's boys still on the roster. We bring in Jared Patterson, who looks like Maurice Jones-Drew meets like Ray Rice and every mini pack-sized running back there is. And
Darren Sproles a little bit.
Yeah, Darren Sproles. I always think Darren Sproles a little bit. Michael Turner. That's who it is. Michael Turner.
Michael Turner.
That's exactly who it is. When you said Darren Sproles, I said, "Oh, another Charger running back." But and then he was in Atlanta. But I'm not worried yet.
Michael Turner was bigger.
I like what we've got so far in the running back room. You know, and I think either way, Randy Jordan's going to have these guys prepared because it always seems like every year we might not have the best running backs, but the running backs produce. Like aging Adrian Peterson produced. Chris Thompson produced for a while. You know, we had times when you know, Alfred Morris was on the backslide because Jay didn't run the ball as much. And, you know, Samaje Perine had some good games in 2017. We don't know where the rest of those went. So
various guys in spurts.
I don't know who that is, but
it's gotten to that.
Who are you talking about, Nati? We don't talk about those people. Can't deal with Mr. Juice no more.
It's just, I mean, I hate to like get back on this because I know, like, we made our content about this guy and we moved past it, but like, it's still, to me, it's just still crazy to see. I think you watched. Have you seen the documentary that he had before he got into the league?
No, I haven't watched it. No, I may have watched that because his dad was killed, right? Didn't his dad get killed?
I think that's But like, just seeing that video, like from that point on, I was always a huge fan of various guys, just like even off the field. But like, I mean, we heard going into the draft that he was dealing with a lot of stuff off the field. Wasn't necessarily a great person behind closed doors, and for us to still draft him, I mean, it just seems like a whole Bruce Allen type of move. And then to see how things obviously panned out towards the end of his time here in DC, I'm just glad that we have Ron Rivera here and he cut bait like very soon after he heard the news. That's my whole take on that whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, because we still got to worry about Strip Club Simba up there in Pittsburgh and being covered for the next week. But, you know, Ron... Yeah, go ahead.
No. Speaking of, have you heard all these Steelers fans trying to hype up Dwayne Haskins on Twitter? And there's even one YouTube video that I saw where they were like, did we get a steal? And
yeah, I saw. Nati, don't do this. This is Friday. It's supposed to be a feel-good Friday.
Yeah, any progress on my game? Yeah, I've made a decent amount of money
Friday.
today.
Like, we don't need to have a mental fissure here, so don't get into that. But
bond.
yeah,
I think I actually do have enough.
They're ignorant if they think they got.
Yeah, my game's good.
Somebody should steal them in the mouth, like we say up in Nova, right?
Yep, just sounds like Sprinkle to me, but no, Sprinkle couldn't catch.
No, I mean,
that's the problem.
You know, it just looks like
Sprinkle couldn't catch.
Those guys, I think if situations were different, like for Darius Geis, if he actually had somebody, this is why I'm not as worried about Sneak Charles, because I think they have good folks there surrounding them to facilitate a culture that is conducive to growing and developing young men. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So I don't really, Darius, he got to get right. Like, see, if somebody knew this and could tackle this from multiple angles, not just like Blacken, who's there.
Sprinkle's best catch was when he got caught shoplifting at the hip bell. God. Corey! So rude. So funny. Oh, God.
Player personnel development guy or whatever. If not just him, and then you know what Doug Williams said about Reuben Foster, right? So, you know, all this stuff. Like, if you got guys like that are in there and they're tackling from different ways, then I think you have a better chance for success, even with a troubled young man like Darius, guys. But
Corey,
that's all
only
my
speaks
political
the
answer
facts.
for the rest of the stream for you, brother. I can't BS like that anymore.
It's all good. It's all good. No, we appreciate the political answers, and we also appreciate the politically incorrect answers that come from you, Corey, because they're all good.
Politically incorrect. Me? I've never been called that before. So.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of interesting people, Johnny, hello from Serbia. Appreciate you for joining, Johnny.
Hey.
Talking about some moments from the past with Darius Guice and Dwayne Haskins. I think a lot of, by the way, in terms of where a lot of this buzz around Dwayne Haskins is coming from, especially this week, is Ben Roethlisberger. I think saying that, what did he say? He said that he had the most talented, what was it, mechanics or arm? I forgot, but he was raving about, yeah.
Something about throwing it through a car wash and not getting it wet. And I've seen jokes.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a good arm.
Well, if
there
you
was
throw
no
it over the
denying
car
that.
wash, you're definitely not going to get it wet. So.
that is true. That is true.
Oh, man.
Gonna see a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh man. Hey, preseason though. Preseason will be the teller, for players like that. So, you know, yeah. I wish Dwayne all the best and all the glitter that his life can have. And I bet he has no better person to take him to gentlemen's clubs than Big Ben. So. All the best and all the glitter that his life can have. And I bet he has no better person to take him to gentlemen's clubs than Big Ben. So.
Hold on. We're gonna fix this.
All the best and all the glitter that his life can have. And I
there you go.
I thought you were gonna
skipped that
a whole
part.
different direction. But...
That his life can have. I wish Dwayne all the best and all the glitter that his life can have. And I
See, I thought you were gonna go a whole different direction before you said gentlemen's club.
Oh, you know, look, see, I'm a guest.
Wait, he didn't say gentlemen's club, Noddy. We skipped that part. He didn't say it. Why are we addressing
I'm
that?
a babe. So I will church it up for you.
All right. Well, this is obviously I didn't mention this in the description or anything, but this is something that I was most looking forward to when doing this stream, and that is predicting the stat lines for the entire most of the offense, most of the guys that you guys care about on the offense. We're going to be predicting the stat lines for, and I want to first ask you about Ryan Fitzpatrick. What do you think?
His Ryan Fitzpatrick's stat line, before you guys say yours, I'm going to say Ryan Fitzpatrick's stat line is if he plays the whole season, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,900 yards. Tim is censoring me. Oh, God. I had to play it twice to verify what I heard. But no, so 24... I said 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,900 yards. And like 143 rushing yards.
His stat line will look like
what do you
by
guys
the end of the 2021 regular season.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. I think he'll throw for if everything goes right, I think he'll throw for 4,100. And let's give him 25 touchdown passes.
So right there, right in the same ballpark.
13 interceptions.
Okay. 25 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Right there, the same ballpark. You gave him a little bit more yards than I would have, but I said 39, so you gave him 41. So we're right in the same area.
Pretty close, if not. Let me check. No, I'm like pretty close. I said 26 passing touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So
Hey, look at there. So
pretty much the same there.
Yeah.
I did say though that his best season.
So Noddy's a little bit more optimistic than I am. There you go. So you're right in the middle. Noddy's a little bit more optimistic. I'm a little bit more pessimistic. Or I like to say realistic.
I believe when he actually took them to the playoffs, he actually only had 39.
Look at you. You actually hate Ryan Fitztragic, and you had better stats than me. You call him Ryan Fitztragic, and I said that he's actually maybe not that bad. And you're giving him better stats than I did. Look at that.
He didn't take them to the playoffs.
He didn't take them to the playoffs, but they were, I believe, 10-6. So they were a playoff caliber winning record type of team. 10-6. He had 3,900 yards that season. So I dropped him down to about 3,700 passing yards for this upcoming season. So I think he will be above average, but just won't reach the 4,000 yard marker. But I think we're pretty spot on when it comes to the rest of the stats for the quarterback. Do you think there's any chance that we could see, maybe because of injury or just because Fitztragic shows up too much, maybe see some more Taylor Heineke or Kyle Allen?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I hope
No
we see
doubt in
Heineke.
my
That'd be
mind.
fun.
We will
I don't wanna
see
see
these
Allen
dudes
again.
at some point, whether it's because old man Fitzpatrick.
Hate is such a strong word. You're right. You said you were lukewarm on it. You were meh. You were meh. Okay, fair enough. I put words in your mouth there, Corey. I apologize. You're right. You were meh.
Forgot to put on the depends, or if he gets hurt. So either which way, I think we will see. I think we'll at least see number 4 this year. Kyle Allen, I'm not too sure about, but like I said, I don't like this quarterback room. I really don't. It just makes me go, eh. So there you go. Like I don't. I've said this before. Pulp Fiction is my favorite movie, and there's 2 shocking moments in there that if I watch it 16 times, I know what's going to happen. The shock value is gone. It's like, oh, here we go. It's the Sixth Sense, right?
Yeah.
You find out Bruce Willis is dead, and the little boy Haley Joel Osment had seen him the whole time. The shock factor's gone after the second time.
You know what's another good example of this, Corey? Is the second time you watch Paranormal Activity, it becomes a comedy. Okay? It becomes a comedy. The second time. The first time, if you watch it in the dark by yourself, you see things move, you kind of get creeped out, whatever. The second time you watch it, though, comedy. No scare anymore. Comedy.
If you see it 16 times, 19, how many times is it going to be like, oh my gosh? And we're going to have people like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Ryan Fitzpatrick did this. Oh gosh, why would he make that throw? We'll turn on 9-8 and Kevin Sheehan will be on a Monday. He's like, I can't believe Ryan Kevin! He's played 16 years. I was in high school when he first came into the NFL. Stop that. Either way, I digress.
I was in middle school.
That's not the question you asked, but yes, I would put money on it to see either Heineke or Allen, maybe even Steven Montez.
No, not Steven Montez. Montez has no
maybe,
shot.
Maybe,
no
maybe.
Shot.
I don't know.
No shot.
No.
Okay.
Jordan Ta'amu.
Who?
Just throw any quarterback name out there at this point. But
Alex Smith's coming back.
Oh my, Alex Smith! You saw that he sold his mansion in Nova, Northern Virginia. I mean, he's pretty much trying to leave this area. I think, yeah.
Boy, bye. That's all I can say.
After this offseason, we both made content on this. Like, I think it's just time for I don't know, all this Alex Smith DC talk to just end.
Yeah.
I mean, move into the future.
Thank you. We got the T-shirt. Actually, I got the T-shirt right here. Thank you, Alex, for this. I appreciate this. I can go rub this in Giants fans, even though they swept us. I can I can wipe their tears up with this. Because guess what? If they had won a game, they would have been wearing this. But guess what? They didn't win the game. In Philadelphia, shut up. We don't have to thank you. But thank you for this. We appreciate it.
Yep. And I think that's well said. I will say, though, just to push this question a little bit further with Fitzpatrick, Heineke, and Allen, do you think we could have a sort of Tua-like situation where Heineke and Fitzpatrick, like, I don't know what you want to call what happened last year in Miami, but whenever Fitzpatrick shows up, Fitzmagic, right? Stays in the game, plays the game. When Fitztragic shows up, whether it be in the second quarter or at the end of the game, you bring in Heineke to sort of be like your relief sort of starter. Do you think that might shape up here in DC off of the success that the Dolphins had last year with it?
I can't peg Brian Flores for anything like what his mind is thinking. I don't think Ron would do it to that degree. I mean, think about it now, Nati. He gave Haskins a long leash against Carolina. And he likes Fitzpatrick. He didn't like Haskins. I don't think we'll see as much interchanging of the guard within games, but maybe in between weeks or something we'd see that more. But I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see that sporadic change like we saw with Miami.
But to be fair, he did not give him a long leash in the beginning, though. He cut him out, or he not cut him, but he sat him after 4 games. 4 games, and arguably a lot of people were thinking that he had his best game against the Ravens, right? So he had 300 yards and a touchdown or something like that. I mean, if you know anything about football, you know he didn't have a great game because he just threw it underneath. But still, like, a lot of people felt like that he actually had one of his better games, and then he got benched after that anyway. So he gave him a short leash. The reason he gave him a long leash in Carolina is because he's trying to make the playoffs. And you just brought in Taylor Heineke. Kyle Allen and Alex Smith are hurt. Steven Montez is a deer in the headlights. You don't know what he's going to do. So, I mean, you give him a longer leash because you don't know who's behind him. Like, where Ryan Fitzpatrick may have a shorter leash because he's got Taylor Heineke, and you saw what he was able to do last year, especially in the playoff game and the finish to that Carolina game. So, I don't know. But I do grant the point that he likes Ryan Fitzpatrick, and so does Scott Turner. So they may let him play a little bit more through things that they shouldn't
have. Because that was multiple times that happened. I think it's like 3 or 4 times that happened. I can think of the Denver game and especially the Raiders game too, that they just came and flopped each other out. So.
Yeah, no look pass at the end.
Yeah. That was a fun game to watch. We watched that on the channel. We did the play-by-play, and that was a fun game to watch. Back and forth. Mariota came in. Fitzpatrick came in. Overtime. It didn't go to overtime, right? Was that the end of overtime? No, it was almost overtime. And then that throw. Right? Or was that game overtime? Now I'm going back and forth in my head. Did that game go into overtime? Raiders game score. Final. No, it did not go into overtime. It was the very end of the game. Okay. I felt like it was about to, though. It was 16-16. They scored the 21. PAT failed. Nah, Mariota threw a freaking interception in this game that almost lost it for him. If you go back to the play-by-play, he should have lost that game. I think he threw the interception. Did I make that up too? Must have not have been this game. Must have been another game. Was it the next game? We got to schedule 2020. Oh, not 2019. 20. It was against the Chargers the next week, where he threw an interception. Okay, I'm getting the two games in my head mixed up. This game was the one that went into overtime, and in regulation, he threw an interception to screw it up. Yeah, you can see here, it was 24-24, and they should have lost the game in regulation, but the kicker, Badgley, missed a 51-yard field goal, but it was the interception coming from Mariota, and it was a terrible pass. And he should have lost that game in overtime. They ended up losing. He should have lost that game in regulation. He ended up losing in overtime. A lot of people have the Texans going 1-16. I mean, it depends if Deshaun Watson plays. I think they'll win more than one game if Deshaun Watson plays, but they shouldn't win very many. They should have a top 5 pick at the very least.
Yeah, that face mask on him. But no, I mean, it should be interesting. I agree though. Ron Rivera doesn't seem like that type of coach. I think. Yeah, I think he was definitely reluctant to put out Dwayne as long as he did, but I think what you said, him doing it, kind of shows you that like he definitely gives his quarterbacks long leashes. I will say though, moving off from Ryan Fitzpatrick, I want to get to
I'm playing
a guy
some
that currently is now, after Ryan Kerrigan went to the Eagles, the only player that I have a jersey for, and that is Terry McLaurin. And I want to ask you, what do you think his stat line is going to look like this year? Do you see him solidifying his position?
Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry. Scary Terry is going to end this season with 8 touchdowns, 115 catches, and 1,300 yards. 8 touchdowns, 115 catches, 1,300 yards. That is where Terry McLaurin's going.
Position as a top 10 receiver, like I do this year. And again, like especially with what we said earlier in the stream, with him training with guys like Doug Baldwin, and we've seen a series of interviews where he's talked about how he's put in a lot of work this offseason to really be that type of, bona fide top 10 receiver this year. Do you think, I guess I'm asking you 2 questions here, his stat line and also whether he could be that top 10 receiver this year?
Top 10 receiver, I think he can. I think he has a possibility of doing that. As far as the stat line goes, let's give him 76 catches for 1,350, and I'll say 8 touchdowns. I think that
so we're basically right on with the yards and stuff, but you have way less catches. The reason I'm giving him so many catches is because Fitzpatrick feeds his number 1 receiver. He feeds him. So he's going to have more targets than he's ever seen in his entire life, and he's going to get a ton of catches.
Trend, because I think each year he's went up about 200 yards, about 150, 200 yards each season so far. So that's on that trend right there. And then I said, 8 touchdowns, because I think you still got Logan Thomas.
The reason he's not going to get a lot of touchdowns is because Ryan Fitzpatrick is not going to have a lot of touchdowns. I only have Fitzpatrick getting 24 touchdowns. So he's not getting that many, so there's only so many that he's going to end up with. Yeah, he had 87 last year. Yeah, I mean, I'd say 115 catches, a little over 1,300 yards, and 8 touchdowns. That's my guess.
You got Antonio Gibson, and then you got spread it between Samuel and De'Ami, just thinking of it off the top. So
it's kind of crazy because I'm pretty much right there with you when it comes to Terry McLaurin as well.
We did not do this beforehand, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that we did not talk about it. Nazi told me like 10 minutes before we went on, said, hey, just like, I'm like, okay, just thinking. So what'd you have, man?
So so first off with the catches, I think because of the fact that, especially last year, much more than in his rookie year when he was viewed as more of a deep threat. Last year, it was more so the short to intermediate route guy. And I think he will continue being that this year, especially when you have a guy like De'Ami Brown who's going to take the top off defenses. Curtis Samuel as well, who's been brought in as, he's not the most refined route runner, but definitely a speedy guy and will, get past defenses. every now and then. So I think Terry's going to have about 90 catches. So about 14 more catches than you predicted, just because he's going to be that type of receiver for us this year. Okay. But I have him catching 1350 receiving yards. So pretty.
But Corey, you've seen this, right? I don't know if I can find the meme for sure. It's Fitzpatrick, wide receiver numbers. Wide receiver single season. There was like a image going around. Crap. No, yeah, let's go. Is this it? Anyway, hold on. Let's just do this. Does it show me the stats of like the team then? Yeah, look at Brandon Marshall. 173 targets, 109 receptions. 173 targets for one dude. What in the world? And then the next year, it's 128 targets with 59 catches. That's terrible. Good grief. Then you could look at like some other ones like the Buccaneers. I'm pretty sure, excuse me, Mike Evans had 136 targets with Fitzpatrick playing in 6 games. Fitzpatrick played 8 games here. Mike Evans had 138 targets again. Like, he feeds his number one receiver. Even if you go back to, like, I think it's like Stevie Johnson. Yeah, Stevie Johnson had 148 targets. 79 catches, though. You predicted 76 or 79, whatever. So maybe, but no, Terry McLaurin's obviously way better than Stevie Johnson. And then the year before that, I think he also had like a crazy number, 134 targets for him, 1,004 yards for Stevie Johnson. Where else is he? If we go, did he play a lot in this year? I don't remember. Yeah, he played quite a bit here. Devontae Parker ended up with 128. So he feeds his number one receiver big time. And Terry McLaurin obviously will be his number one receiver, and that will be a lot of fun to watch. 115 might end up being a little high. 96 might be more, but I think he gets 100 catches. I think he gets 100 catches this year, 1,300 yards, and 8 touchdowns. That's what I'm predicting. You predicted around the same yards and touchdowns, just less catches. I think he gets 100 catches. But, all right. It's a little after 11. I got work in the morning, so we're going to call it a night tonight. But it was fun. And thanks for everybody hopping in. We're going to finish, or we're going to at least watch some of this again tomorrow. We'll see if we end up finishing it or not. But just a reminder for everybody that is here, if you want to go to my Discord and put in the reaction YouTube videos, any videos you think it'd be fun to react to or comment on or watch on stream, throw the link in here and I'll watch it. It'll be a lot of fun. Plan on doing this. I don't know. I like to do this every once in a while, but to watch some of those. I made my attack. I still play Clash of Clans as well. Who's this? Jeremy Sprinkle. But yeah, don't try to put it as like highlights or anything because I don't want to get screwed over on YouTube. Also, don't make it like big media channels like Skip Bayless or, you know, Colin Cowherd or whatever that could screw me over on the copyright stuff. So mainly be like, you know, other YouTubers, and they can be pretty big YouTubers because usually YouTubers don't like to screw the lower channels and stuff like that, especially when they're reacting to things. So it could be it could be like, you know, million subscriber YouTube channels or hundreds of thousands subscriber YouTube channels, but just don't make it, you know, the big network guys. But anyway, that again is in the Discord. So I am gonna call it a night. It was fun. Currently right now it's a 1-point game at halftime. Denver over the Suns. I need Denver to win. Hopefully they do, because I have Denver in 6. take a look at the box score before I roll. Just curious. Jokic has 15 at half, 7 for 11 shooting. Booker has 11. Ayton has 11. Interesting game. Should be a fun one to wake up to in the morning. But what's up, T-Hope? We're rolling out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And until next time.